rising electric costs with expert design solar solutions. Now, here's the deal. The difference with them is SolarSource has a large service department with manufacturer recommended experts so they can service or fix any solar system no matter who installed it. Over 75,000 systems installed, a 25-year industry-leading warranty, and zero just real answers. Visit solarsource.com. SolarSource, lower bills, better performance, total peace of mind.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit SmileTunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Hey, it's the News Junkie, and I don't need to be an attorney to tell you distracted driving is bad. Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt sees the aftermath every day, and it's awful. Do me a favor, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and keep it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. You guys know I've renovated a few homes in my life, and I will tell you, the one thing I don't mess with is plumbing, and here's why. You make a mistake there, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. That is one of the main reasons I lean on my friends at Modern Plumbing Industries. Employee-owned and in business since 1975, and they can handle it all. All plumbing service, drain and sewer service, water heater services, gas services, and water treatment services, and that's just where it begins. Contact Modern Plumbing Industries today at 407-327-6000 or learn more at modernpi.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Florida heat is at its peak, and my house never seems to stay cool.
That's a common concern we hear from Florida homeowners, Deb.
Is the problem usually the windows?
In many cases, yes. Vinyl windows are known to warp, letting in a lot of unwanted heat, while aluminum windows are heat conductors, transferring heat into your home.
Okay, so what solution does Renewal by Andersen offer?
Our windows are made of Fibrex material, built to withstand Florida's extreme heat. Our energy-efficient replacement windows and doors are designed to help keep the heat out and maintain a more consistent indoor temperature.
So that means a more comfortable home and lower energy costs?
Exactly. And during our end-of-summer sale, Florida homeowners can buy 4 windows or doors and get the 5th free, plus special financing for 1 full year.
Those are savings worth taking advantage of. How do homeowners get started?
Just go to bestwindowsflorida.com. That's bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home design consultation to claim these savings. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Okay, here's the deal. You gotta get up, shower, get dressed, then get in the car. But there's a sausage McMuffin with egg meal, with crispy hash browns and small McCafe coffee waiting for you at McDonald's for just $5. Did I mention you can now choose hot or iced coffee? I knew you could do it. McDonald's, your morning handled. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Some people are embarrassed to admit they like saving money. Not me. I'm a fan of saving and a fan of McDonald's. And while everything else keeps going up, nothing hits better than ordering the Big Mac meal. Crispy medium fries, ice cold Coca-Cola, $8. It's delicious, it fills me up, and honestly, I'm proud of it. Big Mac meal. $8, only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from more massive radio drama to Trump's secret escape plan has been revealed, and a man kicked out of Disney World for the unthinkable. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Singling is here.
How we doing?
Josh is with us.
Hello.
And so are you. You can join us on the show. All you have to do is send a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch right now. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
That's right. Like and subscribe for part 2.
Yes, indeed. Oh, the intro's still going. The intro's still going in the background. Hey, everybody. How are you doing on a Tuesday?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. I thought you guys were not with me for a second there. I thought that, HQ and my studio were not connected, and it was just going to be like a you two or just me thing for a second.
What happened?
Well, I mean, I did give you 2 separate pep talks, and neither one of you responded me in any way at all. I said, let's get ready to go. Let's be clever. Let's be funny. Let's be memorable. Let's create radio gold.
2 fantastic things that happened this morning. One was, there's something that I get to see all the time, but Josh doesn't always get to witness. Mm-hmm. And he happened to be in my studio to watch behind the scenes of the making of the thumbnail.
Oh yeah! Was that what you guys were doing instead of listening to me with my pre-show pep talk?
We look at the cameras and the thumbnail. I was like, oh look, he's doing the thumbnail thing, mm-hmm. And then you get to see the wide shot of you in your chair there, going like, "Hey, it's crazy show today."
What am I supposed to do? I'm trying to draw people in.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. It's a fun thing.
It's just fun to watch.
It's fun every day for me, but Josh doesn't get to see it.
So is that what you guys were talking about? I'm trying to pump you up. We have 4 hours to entertain people.
Oh no! During the pep talk, I had a salesperson that had their head in the door.
Jesus Christ! These salespeople, I swear.
Does he talk to you like this every day?
He goes, "Wait, are you on the air right now?" I was like, "We're about to be."
Doesn't matter if we are.
We're about to be, sir. This is the Sean Wasson pep talk that you're.
No one responded, folks. I gave 2 pep talks. And I go, maybe they didn't hear that. Let me give a second pep talk. And once again, I was like, all right, let's be clear and concise with our words. Let's hook people in with some compelling talk. Let's keep this dying industry alive. Let's be the last bastion for great talk radio.
Let's do it.
Let's be better than the same 3 songs over and over. Let's be the world's most viral newsroom. And it's like crickets, nothing. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, what am I even doing then? Thought I was by myself or something. You guys are there, though.
We're here, buddy. We're here for you.
Have you been replaced with AI? I know the industry's brutal. I don't know.
It's everything's going to be fine, Scene.
Prove you're real. Prove you're real. How will I know? Mitch McConnell couldn't do it. Still hasn't after all these days.
I don't have a copy of the newspaper to hold up.
I'm going to need like you in a hospital bed with your wife oddly standing next to you just to prove your heart is still beating and you haven't been replaced in this brutal industry of ours. I saw yesterday, my God, over the last week or so, more of our radio brethren just being brought out into the field and just summarily executed to never work in radio again, one might guess. People who I worked for and worked with over the years. And Citadel is the company that was doing some layoffs this time. And I hate to say this. I know a lot of people who are in radio listen to this show, and I do not want to doom and gloom you. But if you're in music radio, start working on your next job, okay? Because they're firing everybody. There was a station called The Bone in, I think, San Francisco, which I believe I applied to be on that station at some point in time. Never gonna call back. This was like 20 years ago. The Bone in San Francisco, California, they fired everybody. Again, just like the other California station.
Now they are bone dry.
Yeah, they are bone dry. Nobody's working. No humans.
They have a skeleton crew, though.
Yeah. Nice. He's next, folks. This is the kind of stuff. That's why the salespeople in the suits are right in the hallway, right outside the show right now. You guys can't see this. They stand out there with guns. They stand right outside the station. All right, come on. They almost got C-Lane last week for what I forgot what that corny joke he dropped that he was so proud of was.
But, buddy, you're going to have to be more specific.
Please.
So many. Are you kidding?
Yeah, clarify. So they fired the whole station. There's more and more of these music radio stations where there's nobody left. There's nobody. And it's going to be that way in the future. I don't know where talk radio, I think spoken word radio, talk radio, whatever you want to call it. My friend Kevin Matheny used to always call it spoken word radio, which I thought sounded much fancier than just, yap radio, talk radio.
I don't know. Spoken word sounds when I hear spoken word, I think of like a performance at a coffee shop that's not necessarily funny and probably doesn't rhyme.
People are going to come up and do some spoken word poetry kind of stuff.
There's some light bongos in the background.
I do like that. But no, I cringe more at hot talk, if people will say hot talk, or guy talk. They'd be like, oh, it's a guy talk radio format. I'm like, what the hell? I have more women listening than men half the time anyway.
By virtue of the fact that our station, or at least our home station, is technically a hot talk station, I cringe more at guy talk.
Yeah. So they fired all these people. A friend of mine who used to work with at a top 40 station lost his job. Dozens and dozens and dozens of people.
That's why Josh is next. You're trying to get your friend in here.
No, I say friend very loosely, but somebody I worked with, way back in the day. And when at the music stations, I think the future of that is literally just going to be like a program director who gets paid a big amount of money, who's in charge of a full radio station. There's no people, nobody's really talking between the songs. But the truth of the matter is not a lot of people care about that. I mean, I used to think they did when I did that as a job, but then you realize things pretty quickly. So this is sort of the last bastion, for now. You better support us, folks.
You realize things like they heard your air check and don't know we really care about the Jacko stories.
Yeah. Jacko talk, right? Yeah. I just think it's continuing to be how things are running in this industry. And you don't have, the thing that sucks is I asked Courtney last night, I was like, I wonder if I wanted to do everything all over again. Like when I was 18, I really wanted to get into radio. So I started, and that, for 25 years, I've been doing the news junkie thing. But, in 99 or whatever, to 2000, I first started out, went to school and all that stuff. I said, if I did it now, would it even be possible? There are no intern positions. They don't exist. People would get a lot of opportunities back in the day because there was a lot of radio stations and a lot of different places for you to apply to and, fit into. And now you would have to, I guess, just do a podcast. And starting a podcast out of nowhere with no audience is really difficult. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. And I just when I see this stuff happening, I'm like, I'm more sure than ever that I'm on the right path here. Like keep on moving. The audience will support us. The audience like what's happening here, And I think that'll be the best path. But it was sad to see that. There's been a lot of stuff like that going on, and I think it's just kind of how it's going to keep rolling. If you have comments, let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a woman in her car, and I have one question for you, folks. Do you believe her? Okay? This woman is recording a video that's now gone viral. She says she has found the way to make her life so much better. She moved out. She's not living with her husband and her family anymore. She now has her own apartment. It is
divorcing, or is she's got a hack to continue to be happy in life and her marriage by not living with her husband?
Yes, indeed. That option right there. She's not living with her husband anymore. She has her own place, and she's like, this is it. This is the secret to a happy, healthy marriage. Do you believe her? Let's listen in.
My husband lives in our house less than a mile away, and I live in an apartment complex just down the street because I just don't want to freaking live there anymore. The way he lives, the way I live, very, very different. It was not working for a very long time. But we love each other. We didn't actually want to get divorced. Nobody had done anything. There was no massive drama. It was kind of like, I just can't be here anymore, so I left.
I think
that's
she's
what
trying
divorce
to say.
Is.
Yeah,
that's basically when people like
So you're saying you want to get a divorce? No, I just don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah, like it's not always about wanting to see other people. You know, a lot of divorces are more about not wanting to see each other. The way she's talking right now sounds like any person I've talked to who is getting a divorce.
Yeah, it does. She's saying this is so much better. So you guys, consider this.
That was very scary. I thought I was blowing up my life, which I kind of did. I guess that was kind of the point. But here is what's bananas, is that it has been good for everybody.
She's so happy.
Everybody, including him. He's painting walls. He is redecorating. What? The man is doing things I have not seen him do ever. He's feeding himself.
Because he has to.
Turns out grown men can feed themselves. He's hanging out with new friends. He's regular.
I love it. He's filling the void that you have left by going to an apartment. I thought he would just sit alone in a room and stare at the wall the whole time. What is this guy doing? He's painting the walls? Wow, unbelievable.
No, I just assumed that he would
all the signs are there, Josh, that he's happy. He's eating, he's breathing.
Right. It's like when you're worried if your dog is sick and you go, well, they're eating.
Yeah.
It's like she assumed that he would either starve to death or slip on his own drool, hit the ground head first, and bleed out.
He's hanging out with other people, and we're so happy.
Taking care of the lawn. Meanwhile, I am getting my ass to the gym regularly, eating to nourish my body, taking long walks. I'm building my company on a regular basis. We are spending more family time together than we ever did before. Even my body, its nervous system or something, I don't know how to explain this, but most of my life after having babies, I live in like a constipated state.
What?
That's not the case anymore.
Wow.
Congrats.
Getting her own apartment has made her able to go to the bathroom. Maybe the doctor recommended this whole thing. She is convincing us. And I'm asking you, do you believe with our viral clip intro here that she is happier? She's saying, I'm happier.
I didn't do anything different. I just showed up to this new life and my body's like, oh, we're not stuck anymore. We're good to go. My husband and I, we are on and off. But right now, we're in like a dating mode.
On and off.
We see each other as like individuals. I go to his house, and if he makes dinner, I can help him with the dishes. And I was like, is this how you always felt? And he's like, yeah, I was like, this is
So
awesome.
we're LARPing early relationship stages.
Yes, yeah,
while at the
yeah.
same time soft launching a hard divorce.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's moving on with his life, but they're kind of stuck in the middle. And then Bootsy asks the key question: where are the kids in all of this?
They're eating. They're hanging out with other people.
They're
hanging out with other
mention
parents.
kids? This sounds like a dink move.
Like, I imagine if you mentioned kids at this point in time, the lady would be like, oh, shoot, I forgot all about them. I've been regularly working on my company and feeding my body and pooping the entire time. I haven't had time to even consider them.
You with your dishes, sir. And if he comes to my apartment and takes the garbage out, he's like helping me with taking the garbage out. It's not like he's taking his own garbage out and then trying to get credit for helping me. You know what I mean. So far,
I don't actually.
It's been amazing. But rent comes due for the first time in a month, so that could change quickly.
Or also, rent comes due for the first time in a month. How long has it been?
A month.
So is this day one? She's like, well, I got to pay rent at the end of the month, and then things could drastically change. And I don't know. This seems like it's not really going that great. But she says she's happy. Do you believe her? Do you think this could work? Maybe some of you are like, I'm in a marriage. We live in different places. It's fantastic. Let us know what your thoughts are. Give us your feedback over at thenewsjunkie.com.
The LARPing thing is so dead on, Josh. I'm helping with the dishes, and he helps me with the dishes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Yeah, like you are pretending like you don't have all this history. But my point is generally the history is what makes you great as a couple. The history and all the things that you went through, the good stuff and the bad stuff, well, I mean, that's what makes it stronger in many ways. And then when you pretend like, I just want the zing and excitement of pretending, and somebody calls it delusional, which I think is fair enough, that you have some new relationship going on. It sounds like, as Josh said, she's soft launching the divorce here, and he's very much starting to move on. He's like, she shows up sometimes. For once, she's helping with the dishes or whatever is happening here. But maybe you disagree. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch. Is she actually as happy as she's saying? Let us know over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, when we come back, we got a bunch of actual news stories to dive into, which, of course, we will do. Rate My Blank continues here on a Share the Show Tuesday. We have had a lot of entries. And the Rate My Blank, if you missed it for this week, is your celebrity encounters. Keep them at like 30 seconds, short and sweet. Your best celebrity encounters. When you met somebody famous, something weird happened, something crazy happened, something memorable happened. Your celebrity encounters and Rate My Blank this week. Keep them nice and short. Some real good ones coming in, so we'll get to those. Lots to talk about when we come back. The Trump escape plan thing that was leaked out. More from the WNBA. This Disney situation. A lot is on the way, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Still looking at some slow traffic right now on I-4 for those in the Orlando area who need to travel between 192 and 535. Traffic now moving well for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway. No major delays north or southbound on Florida's turn.
Hello. The show continues. Skull Mike activated. I think I've seen her on a Lonely Housewives app. What are you talking about, Mike? She swears she's happy. Do you believe her? Ardenus says sleeping in different bedrooms is fine. Honestly, I have heard people swear by that and say it works for them in their specific circumstances. I've not tried that, but I think sleeping in different bedrooms is fundamentally different than like having different places. Because when you have different places and you're essentially like living completely separate lives, what's the marriage element? Do people know what marriage means? It seems that you're not doing
You know what I mean. MFQ says strong start today. Maybe. Somebody was like, where's the news? Talk about the drilling in Greenland. Yes. All the biggest streamers, biggest, most popular hosts are talking about the drilling in Greenland. I'll ask you, should we talk for the next 2 segments about the drilling in Greenland? Yes or no, chat? You decide. You are in control. Should we, in the next 2 segments, talk about drilling in Greenland? Yes or no? It's 1 no, but hang on. Brace yourself. No thanks, I'll pass. Only if the drilling is of the sexy kind. It's not. No, it's literally just drilling for oil in Greenland. We could talk about the machinery. We could talk about the topography and the people of Greenland and the difference between Greenland and Iceland. We could get into what crude oil is actually used for. For instance, would you guess that Mr. Predicto is made out of oil? Yes, that's right. Plastic originates from oil. Crude oil turns into so many things. Imagine all of the things we can discuss. The yeses are starting. Don't do the Z's. Don't do the Z. We're going to get into the sexy oil story. All right, I have a question for you guys. Seriously. Because this next story, I'm going to tie it into our friend Josh Fowler. Let's start with this. Do you want your politicians to be younger? Yes or no? Just very generally speaking. Sean says better than talking about the WNBA. It's one of the only storylines going. And it is pretty crazy what they got going on over there. Do you, generally speaking, do you want your politicians to be younger? I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of yeses. Do you want your politicians to be younger? Thank you, Decom. Most people just don't realize how many things are made from crude oil. Stop buying into that. That's boring. I was boring you on purpose. God, yes. Yes. F, yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Not super old, but not super young. Most people want their politicians to be younger. But there are other jobs out there where I think we need to leave them to the young people. And I want to talk about that based on this viral story when we come back. It's a job that this guy has that I think maybe he shouldn't. But I want to see what you think about this. It's a very interesting story just starting to bubble up and get a little attention. We're going to talk about that. We'll also, we'll do the Greenland drilling if you want to. We will, I guess. And we'll talk about this thing that happened at Disney World. This escape route for Trump off of Air Force One, where hilariously, he was worried about his security and Trump was whisked away and hidden in this tarmac vehicle. And then the entire press stayed on the plane that they thought was possibly in danger. Wow, there's a lot. But right now, let's get into this job where I think maybe you shouldn't be old. Stand by.
Obviously incredibly excited if you just want to talk about defense.
Get the insight before it's a headline with NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Thank you to Sean McVay.
Chasing a fantasy title, the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast helps you draft like a genius.
And hopefully it helps you guys out the most.
This
is what football sounds like.
Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and press play.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Radio. 104.1.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is the
stand by. I want to explore something here. Joshua Fowler, I'm going to need you for this here just in a moment here on the show. Learn more about the program over at thenewsjunkie.com. Joshua Fowler. There he is
Jonathan
in the
Watson.
fresh. Joshua, you were famously, previously in your working history, a lifeguard.
Yes.
Right. All right. Or at least he tells us this, C-Lane. He tells us he was this Baywatch-like lifeguard.
That's not what I said.
He saved all the kids. He had, there was a lot of different stuff going on. So he was the number one lifeguard. And was it like a local swimming pool, or where was it again, Josh?
Yeah, it was at the St. Cloud pool.
Okay, at the local pool, Josh was the lifeguard.
Make it sound like St. Cloud only has one pool.
They gather together.
The St. Cloud pool.
Yeah,
That's it.
And how old were you when you were a lifeguard? What was the time range there?
Like 18 to 20 or so.
Okay, that's the most important part of this. There is a story about this lifeguard that's starting to go viral today. And everybody took away a couple of different things from it. Not what I took away from it, which happens all the time. But this lifeguard was swimming off the coast of Maine, and he was attacked by a great white shark for a second. Right? So he's out there doing his lifeguard swim off the coast, and he gets dragged underwater, and then he does an interview. I'll share the interview with you in a second so you can hear what this guy had to say. But the most shocking thing to me was the moment that the lifeguard flashed onto the screen. And let's describe this for everybody who's hanging out with us today. Those of you watching over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, you could watch the whole show live even between the breaks. You're seeing this now, but we'll describe it for everybody. Here's the story about this lifeguard. I want to dive into what stuck out for me. Here we go.
Scarborough, Maine, where a lifeguard was dragged under the water by a great white shark. He says the predator grabbed onto the buoy that was attached to his chest. He says he was yanked underwater but managed to get free. The 19th Samantha York live with his story of survival.
His story of survival.
Yeah, well, this lifeguard is all right. He was not hurt, but he says the shark latched onto his rescue device, which, when it stretched out, is only a few feet away from him. And that gives you an idea on just how close of a call this was.
You can see the frayed, how it goes. This shouldn't look like this. It should be all like it is.
Wow, what damage.
Perfect.
I thought that was his hair for a second.
That's 71-year-old Greg Wolf.
This is his hair.
I'm sorry,
okay?
how old did they say he was?
71 years old. All right, Josh has landed on what I was talking about. The lifeguard who is responsible for protecting this whole beach is a man who, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I think is just wearing a giant blonde wig. I think he's wearing a blonde, he has bleached blonde hair to his shoulders.
It might be sewed into the hat.
It could be made into the hat.
Like when you go to one of those gift shops that has like a Jamaican beanie, but the dreads come out the back, and you're like, is this appropriate?
Just so everybody knows, he has black or brown facial hair. He's got a beard, this guy, but he has long bleached blonde hair down to his shoulders, and he's 71 years old. I ask of you, the one thing that stuck with me, is it responsible to have a 71-year-old lifeguard? To have a 71-year-old man is physically supposed to rescue somebody who's drowning?
Let's see more of his face. Let's hear him talk a bit, because when I first looked at him, I don't know that I would have thought 71.
Me neither.
Okay, all right. Well, here he is.
Showing the frayed rescue device he was connected to when a great white shark bit into it over the weekend and pulled him underwater.
I just swam as fast as I could to the surface, and then I just was hoping it wasn't behind
Would
me.
never have guessed 71.
No, he doesn't look or sound 71.
I agree. He doesn't look or sound 71, but he is. He's 71 years old. That's 100% a wig, right?
He looks like he's going to rob a convenience store.
He's got sunglasses, a hat, a beard, and a wig on. And this man is 71 years old. I'll put him up on See It Now so you guys who are listening can see the visual. And I'll throw this over to chat. Should a 71-year-old be your actual lifeline as a lifeguard, responsible for families, kids possibly drowning, keeping the beach safe at 71 years old? Or should that be a game for younger men? Now, I'll defer to Josh. He was the only one who was a lifeguard. that is on the show right now.
That's right.
And what do you think it's like? Is it okay? Is it safe for a 71-year-old to be the lifeguard?
I think it's fine as long as he's a strong enough swimmer.
Do you have to do tests or anything to keep you
it kind of depends where you are, but you do have to get recertified every once in a while, I believe.
So people are saying this 71-year-old, yes.
I trust him.
Keep in mind, he did almost get gulped up by a great white shark. So that
got away.
It's true. All right. Okay. Fair enough. He got away, and he drops a line here.
It wasn't behind me.
If you've come to Scarborough Beach in Maine in the last 55 years, there's a good chance you've seen Wilfert. He works here 7 days a week as the park manager and a lifeguard. But his close call with a great white this past Saturday was a first.
So I was probably 150 yards into the swim towards that buoy.
He and a few other lifeguards went swimming around the buoys when suddenly he was yanked down.
I thought a boat had come by and grabbed my rescue can because I got pulled under, and I realized right away that it was not a boat, that it had to have been a great white.
He was pulled 5 to 6 feet underwater before he was able to free.
I do wonder, was it like a tiny little reef shark or something? And the guy's like, it was a great white. It was as big as the sea. And it was like,
how was anyone going to know?
Yeah, like afterwards you might just say it was a great white, but maybe it was. And then he says he was so fast.
Free himself from the strap to the rescue device and swim back to shore.
I could have beaten Michael Phelps.
Wilfert.
I could have beaten Michael Phelps, he says. How fast he got back to the shore. So now I ask you a question. Is this a job for a young, fit person? Is it not exactly? He's got a little belly on him here, all right? He's a 71-year-old man. Now, I know that there's some good arguments in his favor as I bring this up. I know that you could say, Sean, he has 55 years experience. That's interesting. It is interesting. But if I had to propose the following to you, I want you, Josh and C-Lane, to answer this with as much honesty as you possibly can. You are drowning in the ocean.
Okay.
And you have two choices. This 71-year-old lifeguard can be dispatched to attempt to save you, or a 21-year-old lifeguard can be dispatched to come save you as you are drowning in the ocean on this beach. Which one of those do you choose?
21, if I have the choice.
Yeah, if you have the choice, you want like young, you want a fit person in physically good shape.
Do I have time to judge them by ethnicity?
No.
Oh, well.
No.
All right.
You only get to know this. The one is 21, one is 71. I mean, I would laugh my ass off if this dude with his blonde wig was just lapping through the waves to come save me.
I think it's his real hair.
Yeah.
I found his Instagram. I sent it to you.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I got to see this. Wait.
So here's the thing. It does look to be his real hair.
Seriously?
But also, and tell me, because this also might change your mind about things.
Oh, he's Beach Marine on Instagram. What a good username for
Beach
him.
Maine. His name is Beach Maine.
I'm sorry, Beach Maine. Excuse me. Sorry, but blurred vision to start the day. Oh, okay. Oh my God, it is his hair.
It's just bleached.
He just bleaches his hair and then keeps a beard that is like almost black. There's Hulk Hogan vibes going on here or something, and I'm picking up on.
And now you see it says, well, I got the bandages off yesterday. I was expecting maybe 3 to 4 inch incision, not 16 inches. This sucks. If you go a little bit further into his feed, another one where you can see his hair.
Oh my God. So this is before the attack, and he's got broken bones and stuff too?
Yeah, he had to have surgery to repair the top of his tibia that goes into the knee. Couple screws, I guess, and then they'll check the meniscus to see if there's any damage. That's 4 weeks without putting my foot on the ground. It's going to be a little hard training dogs. He also trains dogs. This guy sounds physically fit.
Okay, look
he
at
goes
this.
skiing and stuff.
Look at this. This man has bolts and metal through his knee because he's broken his body into pieces. Holy cow. I don't think this guy is a perfect candidate for a lifeguard. Should we reach out to this dude?
They don't have to be perfect. They just have to keep you alive.
That is true. And I'll take him over nothing. I'm not suggesting that if he came out to save my life, I'd be too good to be saved by him. That's just not at all the case. I'm just saying lifeguard seems like a young man's game. To put it simply, that's my take. Lifeguarding seems like a young man's game, and this guy's been doing it for 55 years. That might be long enough for a physical thing. Like, a lot of other things you could keep doing as long as you want. He is an extreme dude. He has a lot of photos of himself where he's out like skiing, like Josh was saying, and doing extreme sports and stuff.
I think he keeps himself in shape. He probably does good work.
He's 71 years old. I would try to reach out to him and talk to him, but he's probably on the beach right now, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, man. Just warning people about all the great whites.
Bootsy says that's really ageist. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, don't you understand? It's okay to be
a little ageism stand.
It's okay to be ageist sometimes. You know that, right? If you said, I don't know if my 91-year-old grandmother should be driving. Somebody's like, whoa, tap the brakes, ageist. Little bit ageist there. Or if they were like, hey, we're thinking about replacing the president's Secret Service officers with all people in their 80s. You go, whoa, hold on. Like that. Match. Drew is surrounded by his brethren, right? That you're going to say that's not a good idea. It's okay to be ageist on some things. There's nothing wrong about it at all. Meep makes a good point. I'm super ageist about the government. Most people look at our elected officials and they're like, man, they're so old. I wish some younger people had these jobs. There's nothing wrong with thinking that way. I don't believe there is. You could feel bad about it if you want.
How about Deacon's question, Sean? This guy or me? Yeah, which one would you choose to save you?
What's my situation exactly?
You're drowning.
How deep is the water?
Deep enough for you to drown in.
How far out am I?
Oh, my gosh.
If I'm only a couple feet out, I'll take you. I'll take you to save me.
If you're a couple feet out and you're drowning,
then you know what I'm going to do?
It's time. You're out.
I just wouldn't put it past myself. If you were my option, then I could also do that thing where I pretend to be unconscious and then you start doing CPR and then I just start making out with you
anymore.
No, yeah, you would. You would. If I laid still enough on the beach, you would do it. You'd be like, we got to bring him back. And then I'd be able to pull the ultimate prank on you. I don't know how
in your head, the ultimate prank on me ends in you making out with me.
You'll never recover.
We got Borophyll talking about God knows what over here, and all you can think about is making out with me.
You'll never recover from it. There'll be instant memes just like that.
That's a very Cartman prank where it's like, haha, guys, I got Butters to do the gay thing.
Okay, well, let us know what you think. 71-year-old lifeguard, too old or fine? We've got some comments on this already. Here is Rusty talking about the old lifeguards.
It might be safe to say that older, more experienced lifeguard would be more vigilant about his job than some younger 21-year-old lifeguard that might be more interested in getting some tail from another young 21-year-old lifeguard.
Nice fantasy.
That's a fair point, though, I think. I mean, that it is a fair point.
That's right. When
he's not going to be distracted.
When you've been in the business long enough that you're going from Baywatch to Gray Watch, your priorities change.
Good one.
And you might be more fit to save lives.
I like how you continued the sentence afterwards, like there was any other purpose for it rather than to get your Baywatch, Gray Watch.
There was not much purpose.
You know what? Nice work, though, I do have to say. May the program directors outside of your studio put the guns down
temporarily.
Yeah, that one was good. Let us know what you think. Send your dispatches and your emails as well over at tips at thenewsjunkie.com. There are many ways to get in contact with the show, and we always love to hear whatever your feedback is. We've got many stories coming in as well because our Rate My Blank this week is about your celebrity meetups or like your celebrity encounters. So many of you have met some pretty amazing people, and I want to get into some of these. Somebody said I met Forrest Gump. Do you mean Tom Hanks? Do you think Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump?
Yes.
That's a little confusing.
If Tom Hanks was being Forrest Gump while you met him, I think it counts.
If he's dressed in the whole suit and he's doing that thing?
Did I tell you about the Martin Short documentary? I think we talked about it,
Yeah,
right?
you said you thought it was going to be sad, but actually it was kind of a really nice time.
It was a great time, but there was a sense of like these people have this huge friend group, like a regular ass person would, except his huge friend group is all celebrities. They're all just celebrities that hang out and do
'Cause I love 'em, right?
rich celebrity stuff together. And there was part of it was they were just on a boat getting hammered, doing different movie roles and jumping off the yacht. And it was like Martin Short was doing one character and Tom Hanks was literally going like, "Not Forrest Gump, I'm jumping off this boat." Yeah. And
Can you imagine?
Dude,
if I was in that moment, I would have the biggest smile on my face.
What would you pay to just spend a day as one of those people? And it's just Steve Martin Short,
Put it this way,
Tom Hanks.
If I was a lifeguard and you were drowning in the ocean and I could either save you or have that moment you just described, sayonara, buddy.
Nice knowing you.
Adios, muchacho. See you later. Give us your thoughts, your celebrity encounters for Rate My Blank, and so much more. Send your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, quick break. When we come back, there's somebody who has sent an airplane-related story into me, so I don't think I should face the back on the plane story. Somebody sent this. It's a really interesting discussion, something that happened. We'll get the Trump escape plan story that has come out that's very, very interesting. That's in the next segment alone. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today we have a heat advisory.
Skull Mike, folks, stand by. Stand by, baby. Really quick. We got a live read. And then I have some information for you. All right, stand by. Quick live read.
Heat exhaustion. Other than that, we're looking mostly dry. We'll be expecting only a 20 and 30% chance of a couple of afternoon and evening isolated downpours and thunderstorms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, folks, hope you're doing well today. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, although it is 92 degrees out there. So is your air conditioning fighting through it, or is it on its last legs giving up right now? Is your air conditioning a 21-year-old lifeguard on the beach or a 71-year-old lifeguard on the beach? There's a difference. You need Mills Air to come help you out to check for preventative maintenance tests that will let you know if your AC is safe. You might have a couple of years ahead of you with no problems, and that's a load off your chest, right? That's fantastic news if you get that. Their deals for preventative maintenance are fantastic, and the peace of mind you get is worth so much more. But if you do have a major problem, all the other AC companies, I do not trust them. I don't trust them to come out to my house. I don't trust them being near my stuff. And I don't trust them to be honest with me. I do trust Mills Air. Their techs are the best of the best because everybody wants to work on the Mills Air team. And that's why they have the folks that you're going to be happy to have helping you out and getting your AC up and running. Call Mills Air. It is 407-277-1159. No job too hard, too small, anything like that. They know whatever kind of AC setup you have, 407-277-1159. Or you can find them online at millsair.com.
Orlando's.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. Welcome behind the scenes. Some of you got the hots for that 71-year-old lifeguard. Good for you. Good for you. Mad King sends a dispatch. He met Weird Al. BTW, the goal today, as was yesterday, which we missed, is to get to 25 premium subscriptions, unlocking secret shows for the audience. We are already at 6. 6 people. I don't know if any of those are gifted. I think those are just people who are subscribers signing up on the website, which I've juggled with the idea of whether to reframe this as like TNJ Plus, the premium subscription, which includes secret shows, like TNJ Plus. I'm juggling that idea. Tell me if you think it sucks. But a premium subscription is what really supports the show and keeps things going. I told you about all these people getting fired in radio. It is bad. Grim Reapers everywhere, baby. And most of these people will never work in radio again because where are they going to go? You have to have been in a position like me, fortunate enough and dedicated enough to be doing this for so long that I would have some opportunities. And there would be some desire for me to continue the show somewhere. And that's great. But I happen to look at all of this and think it's time to forget about the sales staff. It's time to forget about the suits. It's time to build a unending connection with you. And your support means everything moving forward. All right? 3 years left in this deal. 3 years left. And we're going to get in front of as many people as we can and convert as many of you as we can. When we got 6 today over on the premium subscriber side. Gifted subs add to that, and if you just subscribe for as little as $2.99, it adds to that. Let's see that number go up to the goal of 25. 1 minute and we're back, baby. Question for you. Who tagged me in this? Was it Ardenus? Bootsy? Abraham? Somebody on TNJ chat tagged me in this. There's a story about a guy who was on a flight and he was sitting in the window seat on the plane. And then there was a younger man sitting in the middle seat. And the other seat wasn't taken. And the man in the window seat asked the person next to him, hey, you want to move over to the aisle seat? And the guy refused. And it started a whole fight. And the guy in the middle seat is like, this is the seat I paid for. This is the seat I want to stay in. And the guy in the window seat says, well, what the hell are you doing? We don't have to occupy the seat. You don't have to sit right on top of me. What's the reasoning for doing that? And they got into a fight on this flight. Who is in the right there? That was AJ? That was AJ. All right, I'm going to give her some credit here. She deserves it. Here we go. We're coming back.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
I think interesting. Pick a side for you in just a moment as we roll on in the first hour of the show here on a Share the Show Tuesday. Just getting started. We got a lot left for you. Somebody did send this over to me yesterday. I said, that's kind of an interesting question. I wonder what people will think about that. So let's do just a rapid fire pick a side on this. This is interesting. Somebody posted this on Threads. I don't know what to make of people who post on Threads these days. I don't really post over there that much. It seems like there's some fun stuff happening over there. But this was somebody talking about their personal situation. And they said, I think he might have privated. Yeah, he privated his post. Does that mean if I follow him, then he's trying to get subscribers out of it now? Here's what he said, okay? He said, boarding is done. And this guy was on a flight. He said a young man in his 20s is sitting in the middle seat. The aisle seat is open, and I'm in the window seat. So this guy is sitting on the window seat of his flight, and there's a young man in his 20s in the middle seat, and nobody in that aisle seat. So you got 3 seats in a row. He's window. Young man in his 20s is right next to him in the middle, and that aisle seat is empty. He says, I politely asked him to move to the aisle seat, and he said no. So the guy goes, I got a flight attendant to ask him. The flight attendant says, sir, there's nobody else sitting in this seat for the flight. Would you like to scoot over to the aisle seat so you guys aren't sitting directly next to each other? And the guy goes, no, this is my seat that I paid for. This is the seat that I want to stay in. And he goes, what the F? What the literal F? He said, I signaled 2 other flight attendants. Homeboy was watching something on his phone and not paying any attention. This other flight attendant insisted he move after I signaled and pleaded with her. Dude gave me a glaring look and reluctantly moved. I know I'm a fine man, though my days are numbered. If he plays for the other team and wanted to holla, he should have said so. I just want to get home to my wife and kids, he said.
Okay, that's a weird way to put that, but
his exit's like it's suggesting the guy was like gay, and you're like,
right.
Sitting next to another man is gay. Like, what?
I saw a post. I don't know if I saw the same post, but I saw a post very similar to that one over the weekend. And the point that was made that I thought was good. Did he say why he didn't want to move the seat? Like
the guy in the middle? No, yeah. I guess he didn't say. I guess he said, I believe the argument was something like, well, this is my seat. This is the one that's on my ticket. So this is the seat I'm going to stay in.
First of all, brain dead argument.
The other guy's argument is like, hey, we don't need to be sitting right on top of each other. It's a plane. We're cramped anyways. Why don't you just move over to the aisle seat? I will say this, and then tell me what you think about this, C-Lane. If you back away from this, the guy in the middle seat, if that's what seat he purchased, he has every right to stay in that middle seat, does he not?
I would think so, yes. As annoying as that is for the person who's now just like unnecessarily having to sit on top of somebody.
Yeah.
But the thread that I saw, and I'm starting to think it might not have been the same one, the guy had a specific reason. And it's not anything that I've ever had a problem with, because I much prefer the aisle seat. But he said he didn't want to sit in the aisle seat, or he or she, because they didn't want to get bumped all the time by people or by the beverage cart or by something. I don't know. The beverage cart thing, I've never been bumped by a beverage cart in my life.
So you're saying over here.
Exactly. I was like, that's just something that like was invented for the wedding singer, it seems like, and it's never been a problem.
You're saying when you're in a position like this right here, if you're on the aisle, your elbows might be out a little bit. That cart's going to get you.
And the thing is, the one of the commenters had the simplest explanation. It's like, hey, if you don't want to get bumped by people or by a beverage cart or whatever, how about you take the window seat and I'll take the aisle seat? Then problems should be solved. We don't have to sit on top of each other. You don't have to worry about your weird bump thing, and we can have a nice flight.
That seems fair. I mean, I think that the guy was asking a fair question. Like, hey, you're right on top of me. There's an extra seat right there. Why not just move over? I think it's annoying not to move over, but he has the right not to move over, even if presented with the situation that C-Lane said. Josh, where are you at on here? Who's in the right in this airplane situation?
I'm team window seat guy. If you can move over, you should move over just to be courteous.
He is inconveniencing the guy for literally no reason.
Yeah, just to be pedantic.
Yeah, no reason. And then maybe he dug his feet in a little bit, and so he felt like he had to keep resisting the move. Maybe
that's it. Maybe at the end of it, like, it's like, oh, good. I guess the guy's kind of got a point. But now, if I back down, it would seem like a losing. And so instead, I'll just sit here in my middle seat and no.
What a shocker! Come on! It's a tough story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild and insane, and as you might have guessed, we're back on a plane.
That's for AJ Soup, not me, because that was not my story. She goes, "What do you think about this? That would be a good pick aside." And yeah, I mean, I think so. I think people are very squished on planes. And although I think if you ask the person, even if they're being obnoxious, maybe try to find another seat on the plane you could go to. And then you go to a different seat entirely or something. But in that case, it could be the ultimate 3D chess move for the middle seat guy because now he's got an entire row, right?
Right.
Like he's found a way. He's found a way to genius his way into an entire row of seats.
I mean, is that the only empty seat on the plane?
I don't know. He posted a photo with it, but he was just kind of like surreptitiously taking a picture of the guy right next to him in the seat, and he was a large dude. So he's like spilling over in his airline seat.
The middle seat guy?
No, the guy in the window who initiated the whole conversation.
That's annoying too.
Yeah, and the guy who initiated the whole conversation was the one who was like, hey, I want you to move over to give me some space here. Give us your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now.
I also think it's like super awkward to sit there. This guy doesn't want to move. So you call multiple flight attendants to your row to try, like,
who ask him and then he says no again.
You are really cementing the fact that you do not want to be sitting this close to this guy. And if you're a bigger guy, like I am a bigger guy, I've been in situations where seats were less than accommodating for me, or I end up sitting next to another bigger person and now we're spilling over each other. And guess how comfortable that is. Zero, zilch, nada.
Yeah, Brisby says, sounds like he was on his phone not paying attention. Leave him alone. You got your answer, not required to engage your madness. He kept pushing, though. He did. All right, one dispatch real quick. Here's the elder talking about ageism. That came up with the story about the 71-year-old lifeguard.
As someone who's about to turn 61 on Saturday, I realize I'm ageist against myself. I'm too old to be doing a lot of stuff now. I don't care. I'm too old for it. Get somebody else to do it. You youngsters, get to work.
You're starting to sound like, who's the I'm too old for this ass?
Oh, Danny Glover.
Is that Danny Glover?
Yeah, a weapon.
Yeah. He's having his Danny Glover moment, it sounds like.
Murtaugh.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Quick break. When we come back, somebody does the unthinkable at Disney World. I have the clip to play for you. And I want to see what people think about that as well. We'll get into the story about Bobert, her son, getting arrested for something. And the story is really interesting. The plan to let Trump escape in a plane that came out and a whole bunch more. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio wants to...
Hey, you. Welcome behind the scenes. Let me see if I can get you a Sko Mike exclusive. People can't stop talking about him. By the way, on those radio firings I was talking about, the guy who was on 107.7 The Bone, among hundreds, I guess, or dozens at least, fired by Cumulus Media. Cumulus owns 394 radio stations. He says, what we are all witnessing is the tragic consequences of debt-fueled media consolidation. For years, giant corporate conglomerates bought up hundreds of radio stations using mass leverage only to spend the next decade slashing real human talent, gutting local newsrooms, and replacing live voices with syndicated feeds and automated voice tracking just to pay down interest on executive balance sheets. He said he lost his job to preserve executive salaries and bonuses. So he unleashed on Cumulus for firing these people. Not happy, he says. Not happy. Hey, everybody. Bootsy, Obi, Yuckers, Big Doug, Steph, Sport Johnson, Sean, Mark, I see you guys. We're still at 6 on our subscriptions/gifted for a Tuesday. Trying to get to 25. That's the daily goal. You can add to that by subscribing to a premium subscription over on thenewsjunkie.com or gifting a subscription. Hit that gift icon on the website. You see me too? Wow. I can see you too. I see you, you see me. That's crazy. Okay. Sko Mike exclusive was promised. Let's see. Question. Would you trust it? Male birth control breakthrough. Scientists say they have figured out how to temporarily switch sperm production off and then restore it, which could eventually hand men a completely different responsibility in relationships. Scientists have found a way to turn off sperm production in men, turn off sperm production in men, and then they can turn it back on demand. Good idea or bad idea, chat? Nope. Why nope? And if you could, through gene editing and modification, instead of having anything physically snipped, if you could have science turn off the ability for you to have a child so that you can have sex without worry of having a child, and then turn it back on when you wanted to, you're a no on that? How long does it last? Until they turn it back on, baby. I can usually turn it off when I think about Margaret Thatcher. That is different. Thank you, Tom Tom. Bringing us up to 7 with the gifted subscription. That brings us to 7 on the day. Thanks to Tom Tom. Birth control for men, they can't get pregnant? Well, it's when you're using it on a female. Seawitch says, great idea. Sports Johnson says, not messing with my smart parts. I'd say no until it's proven safe. I'm not being a guinea pig. I mean, just, guys, for a second, consider this. A woman who you're with wouldn't have to take all these pills that flop her hormones around and have some adverse impacts on the women who take them. I mean, thank God for birth control. But if there was a way for guys to just get some switch shut off, and then you're in charge of the birth control side of things, no one has to take medication. The woman doesn't have to take medication. The man doesn't have to take medication. They just turn it off. I don't understand the argument against that. Or is it because you're worried they won't be able to turn it back on? Give women all the pills? I'd like to volunteer my husband as tribute. Nice. 90 seconds and we're back live on the show, okay? I like the idea, but it's too new. I mean, somebody's got to be the first. I think this is a result of you guys, me too, you gentlemen, taking such advantage of the fact that we have gotten to take the back seat in the Department of Birth Control. And we've been able to just cruise through. We don't want to wear condoms, for God's sake. But if anything is proposed other than what we currently use, which is women, tens of millions of them in the United States of America alone, having to take birth control every day, and guys are like, yeah, this works, let's not mess with this. And the guy's like, well, I'm not putting something in my body, but haven't women for, 60 years now been putting something in their body to do the same thing? Come on, guys. Step up. Here we go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
On a Share the Show Tuesday, forget the same 3 songs over and over. Hang out with real human beings with feelings and everything. See if you can get on them today over at tips@thenewsjunkie.com, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. I have to say, I was kind of like jaw on the floor moment about this story. And we have to revisit this for a second. Forgive me on this, but there was a situation down in Miami in South Florida where this woman, her name is Courtney Clenny, and she was accused of killing her boyfriend. Courtney Clenny was the OnlyFans star lady,
right,
who was accused of killing her boyfriend. And
but she said it was self-defense, right?
Yeah. They had like a tumultuous relationship, these two. There was a video of her in the elevator with him. Clearly, she's like a violent alcoholic, because she's drunk in the elevator and she's just wailing on this guy on the camera in the elevator in their building in Miami. And he's not doing anything. He's just kind of like turning his face and stuff. And then they escape off of the elevator, and it became pretty clear what was going on here. A lot of you have been in a position like this. This is a woman who drinks and gets violent. It is crazy, right? BPD, alarm bells going off everywhere with a woman like this. So she has a moment where things get incredibly intense. She and her boyfriend, Courtney Clenny and her boyfriend, are in their apartment in Miami, which they're probably paying way too much for. And something happens and she stabs him. I think she stabbed him a couple of times. And let's be clear, there's no question about it. She did it. Okay? No question about it. She did it. She came up with some real interesting stories. She said she threw the knife at him and it stuck in his heart, which somebody's watched a few too many movies, because
she's got samurai training.
She like the equivalent of those people on ESPN on the Ocho throwing the hatchets and
sure,
boom, it just, her knife stuck the oh no. She said that she threw the knife at him and he was attacking her and she was defending herself. There's a lot of additional details to this, and I'm getting to a point here. Give me just a moment. The additional details that are of note are that her family appeared to be kind of assisting her in the aftermath of this. She, and you'll find that this is true in a lot of these cases. We talked about this with Brian Koberger. We talked about this with other people. She immediately gets on the phone, almost immediately after the guy is stabbed, possibly before she called 911, and she calls her mom, and she's on the phone with her mom or her family member for quite some time. Wonder what that conversation was about. Probably unrelated, right? And so she's talking with her mother, and then her family was doing things to like take some evidence out of the equation. There was a lot of very fishy stuff that was going on. It seemed, this is something that may give you a bit of deja vu, that her family was stepping in to try to protect her from the law. Looks like she has a family that has a little bit of money, a little bit of power. The other guy, not so much, this dude that she was with. But she killed him, right? And they were pushing this through the court system. And yesterday, she made a plea deal. She shut this down. Now, just so you know, this all occurred in 2022. So this has been dragging on for 4 years. 4 years. Her family has dragged this case out. They could have very quickly settled this if they wanted to. But for 4 years, this case has dragged out since 2022. The plea deal was that she is pleading guilty and she is no longer facing 30 years for manslaughter charges. She got 6 years. So you're a smart person. You're doing the math right now. She spent 4 years behind bars already. She was just sentenced to 6.
With time served?
Yes.
Ooh.
She can get out in 2 years. In 2 years, this woman can get out, wandering the streets free again, back to her OnlyFans account and doing all of that stuff, which insanely, she looks like a whole different human being once she got away from whatever she was using to make herself up.
Is that insane to you, Sean?
Not really. I mean, she just looks like an entirely different human being. I wouldn't even recognize her as the same person at all. But she could get out in 2 years. I want you to think of that about that being your son. I want you to think about that being your brother. Is that fair? A 6-year sentence for knifing this guy to death after clearly being in an abusive, alcoholic-fueled relationship with him? I thought that was nuts, man. I was like, this sentence being 6 years and she's out in 2 is just absolutely sending me here.
Not that I think it necessarily changes a lot, but when you say she was in an abusive relationship, like she was the one being abusive, at least in that video, was there any account of the relationship being problematic on his side?
I don't know. She accused him of doing it, but there was no evidence of him abusing her. There was evidence, video evidence of her abusing him. And I think, is this the actual verdict or just her coming into the courtroom? I think this might just be her coming into the courtroom. Yeah. They brought her in, and then she had made this plea deal, which I'm sure she must have been as happy as hell about, because that is a slap on the wrist if I've ever heard one. James says, but Sean, she's pretty, okay? Just let it go. I mean, I think this is like certainly a privilege of her maybe being more attractive, of also her family having enough money to defend her. This is his family. Imagine his family. His family's in the courtroom and they're like, dude, everybody knows you stabbed our loved one and there's nothing that's going to be done about it right now. That's crazy. Is this Fox talking about the plea deal? Let me see. Maybe I'm missing something here. Here they are.
Well, a murder in a luxury Miami high-rise. As you mentioned, an OnlyFans star behind bars. This high-profile case has captivated the internet since it happened 4 years ago. 30-year-old Courtney Clenny, she was seen in court crying and hiding her face after pleading guilty to stabbing and killing her former boyfriend, 27-year-old Christian Obumzelli. Now, the couple was together for 2 years, but their relationship was toxic and violent.
Wow.
The police were even called to their Miami condo multiple times for domestic violence. Just 2 months before Obumzelli's death, surveillance video captured the couple getting in a physical fight inside of an elevator. And just 1 day before the deadly stabbing, the two got into another fight. Clenny told police Obumzelli was stalking her after they tried to break up.
I want a restraining order against Christian Bombshell. Like, I have not always been a victim, but like right now I'm a freaking victim.
The very next day on April.
I've not always been a victim, but right now I'm a mega victim. I don't know. Miss me with this. You're an alcoholic. You get violent when you drink. You don't care about copping up to that. I could see in the video. And the only way out of this is to say, hey, Sean, here's the deal. The guy is mega abusive, but he knew there was a camera in the elevator the whole time, and he knew that the elevator footage was going to be pulled at some point, so he purposely did not hit her at all during that time and had the restraint of a freaking monk or something, just sitting in the corner, not even stiff-arming this lunatic, this little wildling who's attacking him in the elevator. My God. I don't get it. That's such a short sentence.
3rd, 2022, police were back at the apartment, but this time a disturbing scene. Obumzelli was bleeding out after being stabbed in the chest. Clenny told officers she threw a knife at him in self-defense. Obumzelli later died at the hospital. His family has long insisted he was the victim of domestic violence. A relative read a statement in court on behalf of his mother.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Since April 2022, I have lived with fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, heartache, and more tears than I could ever count.
Clenny was originally facing a second-degree murder charge, but this plea deal allows her to avoid a potential 30-year sentence. She's been behind bars since her arrest in 2022. Her 6-year sentence includes time served, so that means she's expected to be released in just 2 years, Bill. And Clenny...
That's crazy, man. If you got enough bucks, man, wow. you can make it happen. You could get off that easy.
Also, 4 years in jail really changes your look.
It does. She looks totally, doesn't even look like the same human being. But maybe that's by design too, you know? Like maybe her attorneys were like, oh, we have to shift away from this OnlyFans view that everybody has and show that you're and we want to tell people that you're a victim. You were victimized by this big, strong man. Guys, if you look at the photograph of this guy she was with, they didn't show that many pictures in this, but the guy is fairly big. He's like a decent sized dude. If he wanted to knock her out, he could have knocked her out in 2 seconds. In the elevator when she was just beating him relentlessly, he could have laid into this chick and ended it immediately, but he didn't do it. I mean, it almost seems to me like this is a person who has gotten whatever they want their whole life, and then they just get this, just another like huge gimme, even though they took somebody's life. Man. And I guess the problem is that no one knows except for two people who were in a room together, and her story is that he attacked her, and he's not there to tell his side of the story, so they go, we might not be able to prove it to a jury. We'll take a plea deal. Crazy, though. Crazy. I thought that was way, way, way too little in that case. Give me your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, I didn't get to this Disney video just yet. I also wanted to talk about Boebert. What's her first name? Lauren Boebert. Is Lauren Boebert the one who was at
the Beetlejuice show?
Yeah, and like she was giving some hands-on action to the guy she was on a date with at the Beetlejuice show. Lauren Boebert, I don't know too much about her. I know like she's a right-wing politician, right? As far as I know.
Correct.
Like, on the right side of things. Well, I mean on the right political. Okay. I mean on the right-wing political side of things, just so you don't take anything out of that. She had this story that came out.
We get exactly what you're saying, Sean.
People are going to clip that and be like, I told you the whole time. Lauren Boebert, her son was arrested, Tyler Boebert, and it sounded quite bad. I mean, a lot of the headlines.
The charge is not one that sounds good on paper.
No. Child sexual exploitation charges. I mean, that sounds pretty bad to me, right? And I go, well, what was going on in this case? Here's some quick details. Lauren Boebert's 21-year-old son is arrested on child sexual exploitation charges. And they said that Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado, her son was arrested on these charges of sexual exploitation of a child, taken into custody on Sunday, later released on $10,000 bond. He did not respond for requests for comment. She said, I love my son. We take allegations very seriously, and I pray for everybody affected during this challenging time. It's not clear if he has an attorney, yada, yada, yada. The tidbit that I thought was interesting is this. It says Tyler Boebert did not immediately respond to a request for comment. And an attorney who previously represented him in a separate case did not respond to a request either. The charges are linked to a 2024 video of Tyler Boebert allegedly recording himself with a 17-year-old, according to an affidavit. He was 18 at the time. The 17-year-old's mother later alerted authorities that a video showing her daughter and Tyler Boebert having sex was posted on Instagram. It doesn't say who's alleged to have posted the video. So he's 18, she's 17. That must be a state-by-state thing as to whether that's legal. But here's my question, and maybe we can look this up. If you are 18 years old and you are having sex with a 17-year-old, is it still illegal to record to record the 17-year-old? Because that would be child pornography, essentially?
Correct. Yeah. There's also, I mean, I think there's been some precedent with this, with like maybe if both people are underage filming each other, they're still pretty much producing child pornography, even though they're doing consensual. Well, I mean, the law says they can't legally consent. They are doing to them consensual acts together, right? And whether they're legal or not depends state by state. But in a state where you do have some sort of Romeo and Juliet law where that contact is okay, the rules for child porn don't have any sort of Romeo and Juliet law. You're still committing a very serious crime by doing that. And I think that was kind of what the deal was with the Rob Lowe sex tape, where it's like, hey,
was it?
Rob Lowe is in a sex tape with this person who was not of age, and they were like, but at the time, the place where it happened, Rob Lowe was not committing a crime. The tape in question, I think, might have been more of a crime.
The crime became a crime afterwards, so the stuff that predated the crime, you follow what I'm saying here? Like,
possibly.
So, like, he was able. Is this video out there? Not that I want to watch it. Yeah.
Let me look it up so I'm not.
Good luck, buddy.
No. I'm looking it up on. In 1988, Rob Lowe was 24 years old, was involved in a sex scandal over a videotape of him having sex with two females. One was 22, the other her 16-year-old friend.
Damn.
They were videotaped the night before the 1988 Democratic National Convention in Atlanta. What a sexy time for everybody, right?
See how this looks, right?
As the age of consent in 1988 in Georgia was 14.
Wow.
And in 1995, it was raised to 16. Both were of legal age to engage in sexual activity, but 18 was the legal age to be involved in such a recording. So Lowe was mocked for it, yada, 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 but it doesn't look like, it looks like the act was legal, but the tape was not.
To go back to the Lauren Boebert thing, her son, Tyler Boebert, who was arrested on charges of sexual exploitation of a child. Really, I think the biggest thing here is who posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, and the report said it's not clear who posted it on Instagram. Let's make it clear. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Every post on Instagram has a username attached to it.
Yeah, that to me is the most important thing, because that could be revenge porn. That could be so many different things that you're dealing with there. But if they're 18 and 17, that seems a lot less nefarious to me. We'll keep an eye on the story and see what happens. And we'll also obviously take your thoughts on this over at thenewsjunkie.com or email the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I didn't get into that Disney video. I want to get to that to get your thoughts on it. And we'll get some of your Rate My Blank, your celebrity encounter stories in 30 seconds. We'll get to those when we return. That's coming up next on The News Junkie.
Think, laugh, complain, confess. Whatever you do, it's guaranteed human. Might not be the best at being human, but whatever. Send your
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. We got some political drama in the second half of the show. Some sparks will be a-flying. What's going on with my chat, man? Chat, man. Oh, well. Good thing I got Mega Chat, baby. Restream chat is down. Mega Chat lives. Wait, hang on. Does it? Are you guys still there? Hey, Bird Nerd. B Dizzle. Kevin. Hey, everybody. How are you? Okay, Mega Chat's still alive. Still alive. Did she know she was being filmed? That's important too. So with the Lauren Boebert son situation, he's 18, she's 17. That doesn't seem crazy to me. All right, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old having sex does not seem criminal. It does not seem crazy. They could be in the same school. They could be in the same grade. That does not seem crazy. That does not seem criminal, 18 and 17. 18 and a 17-year-old in a sexual relationship and filming each other is an incredibly bad idea, but probably so unbelievably common that we shouldn't necessarily look at this from a criminal point of view. However, if she didn't know she was being recorded, absolute criminal behavior. If he recorded her and she did not know, absolute criminal behavior. And if she did know, but they had a tacit agreement like everybody does in these circumstances, you're not going to share this anywhere, and then he shared it on Instagram, whoever shared it on Instagram, that is definitely a crime. Hey, Mark. That is definitely a crime. I seen an article that said Jared Fogle could be out soon. Is that true? Hang on. Let me see. What's going on here? Is the internet dead? Hang on. Now let me try to talk to my buddy. ChatGPT was crashing yesterday, so it could be the case that it's not doing so well right now. Someone told me that Jared Fogle was about to be released soon, or at some point soon he might be released. Is that true? Austin says the internet looks good. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. It transcribed it. Let's see if it answers. See if it answers our question. Jared Fogle is such a disgusting human being. Now, hold on a second. You think you're being a little bit judgy? Jared Fogle is a person, a human, who also happens to be a disgusting human being. I don't have a hot take on Jared Fogle. No. He's just, it's just a monster. ChatGPT is struggling, buddy. I think the internet is broken. Not my internet, but just the general internet. All right, let me put this over here. We're back in 2 minutes. How are you doing, everybody? I forgot to ask you today, what did you think was the biggest, most interesting, most important story of the day today? In a couple of words, what was the story that had you talking today? What was the story that you think was the most interesting of the day? You can always put these in chat so I make sure I see what you got on your radar. Yep, still no response from ChatGPT. It all feels a bit rude. Can I blame Russia for this? I'd like to. Okay, we're coming back live on the show here in just a moment. I'm saving the juicy stuff for the second half. It's not user error. Oh. Yes, but soon is relative. Jared Fogle is currently projected to be released in 2029. So 2.5 to 3 years. Damn. That's kind of crazy, right? You think Subway will take him back? Chat, will Subway take Jared Fogle back when he comes back? What if he got really fat behind bars and then he loses the weight again by eating Subway and not engaging in child sexual material? Do you think Subway will take him back? Let me know. Stand by. We're coming back right now.
Rolate spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pull up a chair to At the Table, the food allergy podcast. Each episode, we'll explore how food allergies shape the way we travel, date, celebrate, and connect. Because living with food allergies isn't just about what you can't eat. It's about still having your seat at the table. Brought to you by Genentech and Novartis. Listen to At the Table, the food allergy podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow At the Table and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is the
Tuesday. Somebody telling me something pretty disturbing during that break. Never forget, you can always continue on with the show right through the breaks. I call it Skull Mike, but the show continues in the commercial breaks over on YouTube. YouTube.com/The News Junkie is how you watch live or on demand afterwards. Go do that over on YouTube.com/The News Junkie. Okay, a couple of things to get into, but somebody did say something disturbing during that break. They said, a friend of mine told me Jared Fogle, the Subway guy, is going to be released soon. Is that true? And I did the groundwork, the little investigation. It looks like Jared Fogle is scheduled to get out in 2.5 years, which is kind of crazy to think. That dude was a bad guy. If you remember any of the story about him, there was a lot of stuff with him that was just unbelievably disturbing. And I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know if he got fat behind bars again. Maybe he gets out, does the foot-long thing and loses his weight. And you think there's a chance he can rehabilitate his career with Subway?
Do you think he's allowed in a Subway?
I hope not.
I hope they ban him for life.
I'm banning him for life from my house. I can tell you that. So if they want to take it on their end and
you're not that young, though.
I'm not even saying I'm at risk, Josh. I'm just saying just on character traits alone, I'm going to ban him for good from my place. I just think it's a smarter move, at least for now. So, yeah, that is true. 2.5 years. Kind of crazy to think about. One of the stories that's making the rounds today on a Share the Show Tuesday is the secret escape that President Trump allegedly used. The scoop is Trump flew secretly from Turkey, the country, on an alternate military aircraft, unbeknownst to journalists and some White House staff members who believed they were on the same plane as the president, according to the Washington Post and new reporting. And they had this footage, and you see the president getting on Air Force One, and he walks in, and people thought, like, okay, there he goes, and he's going in. But then they snuck him from the plane onto an airport catering truck, and the airport catering truck took Trump away from Air Force One and brought him over to another plane that was standing by because they said there were security threats that they believe were tied to Iran. So obviously there's
good.
There's a war
media
on. My favorite part of this was the media and the White House staff didn't know. So they were like, well, there's a threat on the president's life. Let's sneak him over to his own plane, which I guess then becomes Air Force One.
Also, who released this information? I mean, is this necessarily smart to be showing everybody
Probably
your cards
not.
here?
No, probably there's a leaker, man. There's a leaker going on here. I don't know who's leaking what, but somebody's leaking. And that was the craziest part for me, that he left the media and his staff on the plane. So if it blew up or somebody hit it with a rocket or something, all of those people would have died. And he would have been like, well, I had to get away.
The media blowing up would probably solve a lot of problems for him.
But
which outlets did they let on?
So only the friendly outlets went to the other plane.
Everyone but Fox News is on the exploding plane.
Hang on, let me see. Hold on. I want to bring up the actual story from the Washington Post. It says, contradicting... let me paywall. I'll get her on the paywall here while I'm blabbing. Contradicting public statements, it says. So maybe they said otherwise. Some leaker must have told them, hey, this is what really happened. There was a decoy Air Force One, and Trump was moved onto the catering truck and scooped out.
Time to get off my plane.
And then they left the unsuspecting media outlets on the plane, and the other White House staff are like, oh, I guess he's in his room or something. Contradicting public statements, Trump took secret flight from Turkey amid Iranian threat. The White House said the president was aboard Air Force One as he left a NATO summit. Instead, his departure included an elaborate ruse that concealed his travel. So, yeah, there are a lot of good questions here. One is, it does seem weird that this is leaking out. Like, this is not, why would anybody leak this information? This is about the security of the president of the United States of America.
You know what? All of a sudden doesn't seem very, very secure or like a fun job to have. Catering Air Force One.
Right. Yeah. Or being in the media, they will be left behind if there's a threat. But that's the second side of this. And then I would go, well, what do I expect them to do? Say, hey, everybody, there's a threat against this plane. We're all going to get into the caterer truck, and we're all going to be moved over to the second secret airplane.
They'll never notice.
Yeah, the caterer truck is just going back and forth, and then the plane just stays there. Like, I don't think that makes any sense either. But there's a leaker here. There's a rat. There is a rat.
I'm also curious if this was such a covert mission to hide the president. Does that mean he flew on this side plane and the side plane did not adopt the call sign of Air Force One or Executive One or whatever?
Must not have.
Whatever would be reserved for the president being on board. Because wouldn't you be worried that if there was some sort of plot against Air Force One, they might be listening to air traffic control?
Possibly, yeah. And then they go, there's a switch up. Now let's shoot down the other plane. An Iranian assassination threat against President Donald Trump prompted an extraordinary operation last month, says the Washington Post, in which he flew secretly from Turkey on an alternate military aircraft while the White House said he was aboard Air Force One, according to the Washington Post. The clandestine mission, which has not been reported previously, was carried out unbeknownst to journalists and some White House staff members who believed they were on the same plane as the president. On the same plane. According to the material reviewed by the U.S. Post, the U.S. Washington Post, the U.S. official familiar with the operation and another person with knowledge of the president's travel. These people spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to talk about the matter. Why are they blabbing about this? The administration has claimed that Trump departed Turkey on July 8th on the former Air Force One. Trump announced on social media that he would use the former Air Force One rather than the plane that flew him there, a newer Boeing 47-8 gifted to the United States by Qatar. The security of the other aircraft has been called into question, blah, blah, blah. The maneuver meant that Trump's actual location was concealed from the American public and many senior U.S. officials for hours. Weeks later, it remains unclear how widely the administration has disclosed the operation.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, are people mad at that part? We don't really have a right to know exactly where the president is at all times, right?
I wouldn't imagine so. Like, I would just imagine that the president's security is of utmost importance to the United States people. I mean, if you ask some of them, they wouldn't agree, but just generally speaking, I think that's the case.
Do they go into detail about the end of these flights? Like, did they pop Trump back on the plane secretly so he could come out the front door like, hey, here the whole time. I never went anywhere.
Boy, that was a great flight. Just pops out. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Yeah, there's a lot of questions about that one, but you can let us know what you think.
I also think I wonder how the accommodations were on the side plane. If he was just sitting there miserable the whole time.
You got a middle seat.
This plane is crap. This is an asshole plane.
One of the big responses on social media was, this makes Trump look like both a liar and a scared little bitch. That's a weird take to me. So if somebody says to you, Mr. President, there is a potential threat on your life. We have some evidence that Iran is targeting this plane. We want to secretly move you to the other plane. You're a scared little bitch if you go, okay. And what? So if somebody told you, to the person who posted this, I don't know if he's like a reporter, Tommy Vietor or something, former Obama staffer. Co-host for Pod Save America. So he's a political podcaster. And it says, makes him look like a liar and a scared little bitch. If somebody said, hey, some people who hate Pod Save America, the podcast, are targeting you, and your Pod Save America tour bus is going to be targeted, we have a backup tour bus we want you to go on real quick so we can make sure you're safe. You're going to be like, hell no, I ain't some little bitch. I'm staying on my tour bus. And then the thing blows up, and you're like, damn, I was cool. Made a really smart decision there. I don't get that take. It makes him look like a liar and a scared little bitch. Like, if you're going to lie about something, the security and threats around the president are definitely something that the government will lie to us about. And I just kind of understand that a little bit. And I don't know if you evade threats if you're a scared little bitch. I think you could make comments about them not informing the media and the rest of the White House staff. Because you could say, like, wait, well, if their lives were in danger, don't their lives matter too? All lives matter, right? Like, wouldn't that be important too? I think that's worth saying. Here's Fox talking about this real quick. Then we got to take a break. Hang on.
Maneuver would mean that the president's actual location was not disclosed to the American people or other U.S. officials for at least hours. This was the shot that took place last month. Trump boarded the old Air Force One jumbo jet, leaving the NATO summit in Turkey. The Washington Post reporting because of an Iranian threat, the president was shuttled away in an airport catering truck. Those are typically used to move meals and other supplies on.
Did they put him in the front of the catering truck? Or is he in the box truck?
They put him next to the charcuterie.
Stuffed in there, there's stacks of water bottles piled up, and there's Trump just squished in there.
No, they made sure they unloaded the truck, save for one solitary filet-o-fish that was waiting in the box of the truck for President Trump to get aboard.
Here you are, Mr. President. Yeah, be safe. Here you go.
Or pre-flight. Fox has not been able to independently confirm that the president was actually on a catering truck.
All right, so a couple of questions for you. One, does it bother you that they wouldn't tell us where the president actually was if there's a security threat going on? Does it bother you that they wouldn't tell the media and the media would get put in harm's way? This feels like Operation Human Shield. Mm-hmm. All right, Operation Human Shield. It feels a little bit like that. And I just want to see your thoughts on that as well as everything else. So send those over at thenewsjunkie.com or tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, we got the hot sheet on the way. I got a bunch of your Rate My Celebrity encounters and a whole bunch more as a Share the Show Tuesday rolls on. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing.
Welcome behind the scenes. Hey, you. How you doing? Why did they feel like they needed to explain what a catering truck is for? Stretching. We are at 7 on our goal today. 7. We need to get to 25 or the ship sinks. We need you to subscribe over at thenewsjunkie.com. If you go subscribe, not only do you unlock a premium subscription, including an ad-free version of this stream, no Twitch ads, no YouTube ads on thenewsjunkie.com. Oh my God. Sign up for as little as $2.99 a month. Make the number move from 7 to 8 on the way to 25. Gifted subscriptions also help. That lifts the number up. Let's see how you do. YouTubers, if you are already a subscriber, do me a favor. If you've heard even one thing that you have enjoyed today, if you're watching live, if you're watching on demand, if you have heard even one thing that you have enjoyed, the likes have been getting better and better on the stream every day. Keep that going. All right? Keep up the work. Hit that like button if you've heard anything you like so far on the show. I want to get a little sense of the temperature in here, chat. The WNBA stories. Care or don't care? All right, I want to see what you think. There's political bullying elements. There's racial bullying elements. There's bullying to get attention elements. There's an inept league hell-bent on protecting people who are doing all of this bullying, and racial elements to that because the white women who are coaches and executives are constantly running defense for some of the women that are behaving this way. There's freedom of speech sort of in the mix somewhere loosely. There's, bullying dissenting opinions. Sports, it's all in there. I got to do not care. Got to care. Got another care. Got a half and half or so. Stand by. Stand by. Steve, you can take a little break, friend. Take a little break. Take a little break. Take a little break. We'll see it tomorrow, maybe, Steve. Perhaps. We shall see. Now watching the WNBA story because women in men's sports is a big no. I liked it better when the biggest story in the WNBA was the dildos. True. Until Sean talked about her, I didn't know who that transphobic bigot in the WNBA was, and I still don't care. Oh, she's not transphobic nor a bigot. And you know it, Sea Witch. She's done nothing transphobic or bigoted at all. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. There's nothing transphobic about that at all. There are few things more overhyped than transphobia. It's around every corner. See it out there wherever you look. If an errant gust of wind blows by a trans person, they'll off themselves. So, yeah, I'm not in agreement on that one. There are only a handful of ladies in the last 2 years that have made it somewhat interesting, but they are not enough, says ex-swimmer. Interesting. I care. I'm sick of people. I'm standing up for what's right, and I'm done being crapped on. Interesting when it goes the other way, the same people who usually mock the shut up and dribble line are doing the shut up and dribble thing. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, wait, hold on. And what I say, and I'll be consistent on this, you'll find, it's either everything or nothing. It is either you allow all viewpoints into your sport and allow all of the participants in your sport to talk about whatever they want, whatever side of whatever issue, pick whatever politician they want to support, whatever cause they want to support. It's either everything or nothing. If you're going to open the door to one political opinion, it is either everything or nothing. And if you want to choose nothing and you don't want politics in your sport, I think that's absolutely acceptable and fine in every way. But I think it's not fine to be like, we'll allow this point of view, even though it's very unpopular in mainstream America. We'll allow this point of view, but we won't allow any opposing points of view. It is either everything or nothing. We're coming back. Stand by.
Routine for health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to Metamucil.com for more details.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is...
You there in just a moment. Big thanks to all our supporters so far. We'll give them a shout out at the end, but 7 new subscribers so far today, trying to get between gifts and new subscribers to premium accounts as little as $2.99 a month to support the show. Trying to get to 25 each day just to keep the ball rolling. We already got 7 of you, so thank you so much. Explore the world of premium subscriptions over at thenewsjunkie.com. I still have that Disney viral clip. I have not forgotten about it. C-Lane doesn't want me to play it, but I'm going to do it anyhow. All right? I'm just not going to do it right now because right now, let's do the hot sheet.
Check the hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigative reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. It's the top 5 stories in the nonsense news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.com. And we start with Big Brother, where there has been a revelation, and it's caused a little bit of controversy.
Uh-oh.
But I am on the side of this Big Brother star who says they have no regrets. Star Lyric Medeiros. Nailed that last name.
Mm-hmm.
Lyric says they have no regrets about repeatedly peeing in the Big Brother shower.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Yeah. I I don't know about you, Josh. I have zero problem with this. We talked about this on School Mike the other day, and I said, this is not even weird. It's not even weird. I think it's actually weirder if you have to pee and you get out of the shower.
Oh, my gosh. That's so uncomfortable. It's cold.
That's bizarre.
It's not fun. She said, I think everyone pees in the shower. At least I think so. I don't know. She exclusively told Page Six after her eviction from the Big Brother household. The 25-year-old admitted.
What?
Would you get out of the shower if you had to pee, or do you pee in the shower?
That's weird.
Yeah. Wait, which one's weird? Which
Getting
one?
out is weird.
Okay. Just
even if you shared this shower with 16 people, or
care too much,
or maybe 8. If they
You're
are separate.
not. Hold on. You're not sharing it with 16 people at the same time.
Correct. Thank you. All these people who are coming after Lyric saying this is gross. I just think you don't get how showers work.
Yeah.
The 25-year-old said it's a learned lesson that in a 16-person household, you don't pee in the shower because it may just make you go viral. And don't admit to it even if you do. Medeiros insisted her bathroom act wasn't as gross as people think. I think I used soap and the water was running, so it really just canceled out, which is exactly how that works. However, she continued, if I were to go into Big Brother house again, mark my words, I would not, this says be in the shower. I think she said pee in the shower and tell everyone about it. I would still do it.
Real quick, Meeps says, effing gross. And I ask you this question. You know how when you hear people at the gym or in other locker rooms and showers, when they get like, you get stuff on your feet sometimes? Is that from pee?
No, that's fungus.
Okay, so that's from fungus on people's feet, and then that you can get that for sure. That's why people will say wear flip-flops and stuff. But there's no, as far as I know, you can't like really pass anything from peeing in the shower.
I think theoretically, I don't know if this has been debunked, but pee can get rid of athlete's foot.
Really? So it's good.
I've always heard that, but I've also heard that about jellyfish stings. I don't really know if those are just like kind of tall tales.
Propaganda from Big P.
Never had athlete's foot. I don't think I qualify for it, actually.
Damn it.
The little bugs, little creatures as they're crawling around. Like, not this one.
Not this guy. No. We have to pick an actual athlete.
Stay away from this foot.
An update from a story we talked about yesterday. Angelina Jolie was not surprised that Brad Pitt had broken his sobriety, according to an insider, after the actor stunned fans worldwide by revealing he was off the wagon after 7 years. Brad, 62 years old, first went sober after splitting from Jolie amid accusations that he poured booze on her and their children during a volatile flight on board a private jet in 2016, claims which he has denied. They claim that Jolie had long believed sobriety did not necessarily mean the underlying problems had disappeared from Mr. Pitt. She doesn't believe Brad has fundamentally changed. She believes Brad is who Brad is, and no amount of sobriety or reinvention changes that.
Damn.
These are, of course, insider claims.
I don't know who's right or wrong. I don't know which one of them is the good one or the bad one in that situation. I can't tell.
It's hard to tell, but like the latest news cycle has been very anti-Brad, where the kids are dropping his name, and now not surprised that he's drinking again. Of course he would, but 7 years off, 7 years on the wagon, and then we learned yesterday that Brad Pitt is again consuming alcohol, although he says he's trying to be a little more careful about it, a little more responsible.
Good.
So we'll see. I don't know how exactly
his actual quote was, "I'm not going to pull a C lane," was what I heard. He had mentioned that in at least one or two interviews.
Yeah, he doesn't want to bust his knees open.
Yeah, right. He said, "This is dangerous. I won't be drinking that much."
Wow. I am flattered that Brad Pitt knows who I am.
Of course he does. Yeah, he loves you.
All right. Josh Homme, or Homie, the lead singer of the Queens of the Stone Age Thursday night, wasn't particularly keen on following the rules at Detroit's Ford Field for their big show opening for the Foo Fighters. I sent you a video of this rant he went on stage that I censored this morning. While opening for Foo Fighters at the 65,000 capacity stadium, the Queens of the Stone Age frontman took issue with the venue's smoking policy, telling the crowd the band had been warned that if they smoked backstage, they could face a $10,000 penalty.
Cool. Jeez. All right. Want to play this?
Yeah. This is right into their set a bit. He starts ranting about the whole smoking thing. It's a little hard, so I'll kind of paraphrase what he says.
Okay. All right.
Tells me what to do.
effing tells me what to do. F that S.
You guys do what you want. This is your fucking night.
Yeah, we're all smoking now.
Yeah!
So you paid for parking. You're paying for overpriced drinks. These effing scalpers. F having some corporation tell you what the F to do. You guys do what you want. And F flock cameras too, he added before lighting a cigarette on stage.
He's got a point.
Whether he or
flock
the band,
cameras catching strays, not at all related.
One quick little one. F the smoking rule and F the flock cameras. He lit the cigarette on stage. Whether or not he received the reported $10,000 fine remains unclear. But Queens of the Stone Age making a little bit of a scene on the smoking thing. Ford Field is one of these smoke-free facilities, smoking and vaping prohibited throughout the stadium, including the seating areas, lounges, bars, suites, and other indoor spaces. And I guess like somebody, when they were setting up all their backstage areas and stuff, was like, you can't smoke here. And they were like having trouble finding someplace where they could. And it reminded me of when they opened the Kia Center, when it was Amway Center. They had this like certification they got. They're a LEED certified building. Ooh. And you couldn't smoke within 25 feet of the place, which was like a problem for people when they started opening up for games, and they had to change things around so where you could scan out your ticket, and they had like a stanchioned off area that you had to walk 25 feet away from the building.
Like the smokers' village of shame where
yes.
People had to go? Okay.
Yeah. And then I think they had to change some things for other reasons. People sneaking cigarettes and then flicking them off the side of the building and hitting passersby. It's it seems like a good idea on paper to have the certification, but people are gonna while out on your rules. $10,000 fine or no. It's about to be mid-August, so it's about that time of the year where somebody tries to claim that Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain did not kill himself, and we've hit that day today. 32 years have passed since the death of Kurt Cobain, and says no one really knows what happened to him. I mean, I think we all
have
pretty
a theory.
Much do.
There's one theory that's sort of been making the rounds. Yeah.
And the latest person to claim maybe that the guy was murdered is this experienced forensic scientist and crime scene reconstructionist Brian Burnett, who says he and a group of independent experts studied the crime scene photographs, reviewed the autopsy report, and they argue Cobain's death should have been seen as a homicide instead of a suicide. Why? Well, clearly, Sean, the shotgun showed clear blood backspatter inside the compensator vents.
Ooh, I knew it.
The compensator vents. If you had told me yesterday that a gun had a compensator vent, I would have been like, okay, this seems...
If a gun guy told me, all right, did you make sure you loaded the bullets in? Did you check the compensator event? I'd be like, nice try, buddy. I'm not
falling for the continuum transfunctioner. But his left hand had no blood, which he believes contradicts a self-inflicted shot. They also said his heroin kit was too nicely organized. He pointed.
It seems fair.
He pointed to a syringe.
Josh's. It's a mess.
Oh, I wanted to get it in order today, but I'm busy.
It's worse than his car. He pointed to a syringe mark on Cobain's arm that matched a collared syringe not found in this heroin kit. And according to Burnett, the amount of heroin injected had been so large it would have been instantly fatal, leaving Cobain incapable of handling the shotgun afterwards. The paraphernalia was nicely organized, and 2 syringes in there were capped, but we know those aren't the syringes that injected him. So clearly it should be ruled that it was a homicide. And last but not least, if you were wondering, you know how they have, like, when you have intimate scenes in a TV show or movie, you have an intimacy coordinator?
Yeah.
Well, NBC is saving some money with Téa Leoni, because she's in this new pilot Newlyweds with her actual husband. And when you do intimate scenes with your actual husband, no intimacy coordinator. They're like, you guys got this.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
You're married. We don't need to tell you what to do. You've already got this under control. Hey, if you're married and you're ready to get into that dream home, that mortgage guy Don wants to help you out. If you have a current mortgage rate with a 7 or 8 in front of it, you should also be checking into a refi, because you are 100% paying too much money. So you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry today at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagguydon.com.
Excellent work. See you later, all the way around. When we come back, the second half is going to be on fire. It's going to get explosive. There are sparks flying everywhere. The drama continues with somebody recording themselves doing something unthinkable at Disney, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset.
Hello, hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. TNJ chat, I see a kerfuffle going on over there. Sean, I love you, but see which is right. If you find somebody where you're like disagreeing with them a little bit on TNJ chat, and I think, tell me if I'm wrong about this, YouTube and Twitch can do this too, right? You can mute another user, right? TNJ chat, I'm pretty sure it works as expected. You can mute a user and then you don't see any of their posts anymore. Voila! You know, problem solved. Voila! That is how it works on YouTube and Twitch, right? Are you just forced over there? Is it like a Clockwork Orange over on YouTube and Twitch? It's like, look at the comments. They just make you. Yup, it works. I've muted people on here so I don't see their posts. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Normalize muting more people. Normalize it. I don't do it for this stuff because I want to see the feedback and I want to see if it's starting to head in one direction or another or whatever. But I get a lot of people, mostly on Twitter, maybe Facebook a little bit because Facebook's audience is so big. The News Junkie Facebook audience, my page on Facebook is so big. I get a lot of there's people who seek out attention. So if they're just saying stuff that you don't even think they believe the thing they're saying, they're just seeking out some sort of attention, I just mute those people. It's easy. I blocked everyone. So it's just you, AA Hizzle? Like the whole chat is just you? Like, hey, just all combos with yourself? That's cool. You're the coolest person in the room. How many of you in chat saw those Colombia earthquake videos yesterday? There's a big one. Sun State John with 13. 13, you see it. 13 gifted subscriptions. That brings us to 20. We are only 5 away from today's goal. Imagine this world that we live in where you could have an impact on that. You could get us up to 21 with your one gifted sub. And claim some free merch. For each gifted sub, you get a free merch item you can get on the way out. Thank you, Sun State John. BTW, not right now, but we have to talk about when Sun State John gets to 1,000, he's requesting some sort of magnet for him or Kokomo. We got to come up with something clever there because I want everybody to want it, not just Sun State John and Kokomo to really want it, but we got to talk about that. We got to get that one. Was the banner about Kokomo? Nice. Some unfortunate news. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, gave an update on Joe Biden's stage 4 cancer battle. He said it is very debilitating at the moment. Very debilitating. He says it's really, really hard, really, really sad to watch. He's okay. He has stage 4 cancer. It's metastasized in his bones. And he's 83 years old. He said he is struggling. So at that point, stage 4, they only give you usually a couple of years max, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate. I will tell you, and a lot of you will not agree with this, but maybe some of you do, Hunter Biden is on this media tour. And he has sat down with a lot of people, including Nick Fuentes, the far-right political commentator. And he's talked with the Channel 5 guy and him. He's talked to Tucker Carlson, I think. He's gone to a lot of places where you wouldn't imagine him going. And Hunter Biden is really good at presenting himself as this, well, he's sort of like a messed up character that he self-admits, but he seems like a decent dude. He really does. I don't know if you guys have caught any of his interviews, but he's pretty likable. And he's like open-minded enough to speak with people with whom he disagrees, find common ground, try to sway people, which is sort of a lost art. You know, a lot of people think if you disagree with somebody even 1%, you cut that son of a bitch out of your life. I don't care if it's your mom or your dad. You never talk to him again. If you disagree on one thing, if that person doesn't think that 3-year-olds could be trans and should get on puberty blockers, never talk to him again. Say, Mom, middle finger, I believe in the baby trans thing. Whatever the issue is, there's a lot of people trapped in that. And Hunter Biden seems willing to have dialogue. And I think he's a pretty likable dude. Yeah. I think he makes for a pretty interesting interview, honestly. He's running for president? I don't think so. I think he's trying to figure out where he's going to fit in after all of this. And like he has like a lot of interesting things to say about his drug history and background. And then, I don't know. I think he came off pretty good in those.
5 Trajan 1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN 1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junk.
Sun State John, the Oiler, coming through with 13 gifted subscriptions. That brings us up to 20. We're only 5 away from the goal, for God's sake. So look at that. Let's see what you can do. Go subscribe and support the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, I wanted to play this because I wanted to see what people thought about this. It's not getting a lot of attention yet. But somebody went to one of the theme parks, Magic Kingdom. Lovely place. A lot of kids love it. It's your experience with really getting excited in your childhood. Oh, God, I can remember when I was little. I only went to Disney twice when I was little because we lived.
What a loser. That's why he's making up for it now.
Yeah, I don't. Disney is like is the theme park that I'm less into. I like going to the theme parks where I can go on some cool rides, have a couple of drinks, get some good food, get some steps in. Epcot's great. Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. I like those places. It's actually a giant pain in the ass to get to Magic Kingdom. It's kind of you got to park, then you got to walk all the way to the entrance, and then you got to get on the monorail to bring you to the real entrance, and then you got to go through security to get, and then finally you're like in the park on Main Street, and you go, Jesus, that was a journey. It's a whole thing. But when you get in there, it is a fun thing to kind of trap in your youth, and most people tend to be happy there. And they have done that thing that so many other places because of this renaissance in good food in the United States of America, where they have some really great food options. But this is not something that I support. I want to see what other people think. When people gather at the end of the night, they gather around Cinderella's castle, I think is what it is, like the big castle, and they have a show. The show includes, which is still something that kind of wows me and amazes me. They map images on the castle,
projection mapping,
and it's pretty crazy how amazing they can do with that. Like they can have little characters running around in the building and scenes acting out. And then they time that with fireworks and a whole big fireworks display. When the fireworks are about to go off, there is just an absolutely enormous crowd that gathers in Disney World at the Magic Kingdom. The whole main street is full. The side areas are full. It's a huge crowd.
And this is probably the point in your night where the biggest potential for people getting into fights comes. Like,
I think you might be right.
Because the people they read somewhere, they saw on TikTok, I found the perfect place to watch the fireworks at Disney World.
True.
Here's where it is. And then they get to the spot that they found on TikTok, and somebody has been camping out with their family there for weeks. And it just turns into a whole big thing. And it really is like prime time for people watching.
That does bring a lot of interesting situations out. But this ties into a different thing we've been talking about, C-Lane. I told you not too long ago, and maybe this is part of a larger movement, but I told you there was a lot of people in religious circles that started to say, when you're on a flight, you got a captive audience. And there's no reason why you shouldn't preach the word of God to all those people on the flight with you. And then afterwards, lo and behold, we had multiple videos that we shared with you of people on flights, including the woman who got kicked off, I believe. It was last week or something. We played that on the show. So the woman, she stood up and she was like preaching about God on the plane, and everybody's like, oh my God. And so maybe it's spreading to other places. This guy goes, you want to talk about a captive audience? Everybody's waiting around. There's a crowd of thousands and thousands of people. And Bootsy kind of hits it here. Jesus maxing. Yeah, this is sort of Jesus maxing. Like, there's this huge crowd. Let's use this opportunity, but you can't do this.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, I want to let you guys know that this might be a magic kingdom, but this is only a temporary magic kingdom. There's one kingdom that will be forever.
Okay, I mean, I know nobody wants to be mean in general, and I know nobody wants to be mean in public especially, but this is annoying, dude. Like, I don't care about your message. I don't care about your Jesus maxing. I don't care about your religion. I'm just here with my kids, probably. I'm trying to get a good seed. I went like, bro, shut up. What are you doing? At the top of his lungs.
And the way to get to that is by Jesus Christ. He died on the cross for you so that you can be saved. God bless you guys. Repent and believe in the gospel.
Now the security has arrived to try to shut this guy up and get him down off of the perch where he's standing up blabbing to these people. Somebody said, Arden says, this is when I get banned from Disney for throat punching this guy. And it's like, bro, like, standing up. This is like standing up on a table at a restaurant and being like, I'm going to tell you what I think about all this. Go get a podcast, dude. Go get a podcast. I don't care if I agree with you. And if I think that people who are Christians watch this and go, oh no, please, not this right now. Like the Mormons would go, oh no, we got more effective ways. What we do now is we put the Book of Mormon in Josh Fowler's hotel room.
I brought it home with me.
You took it?
You stole the Book of Mormon?
No, it said you're welcome to take this. So
okay.
I welcomely took it.
Wow. They left one in Josh's hotel room. The Mormons did.
Anyway, I'm Mormon now.
Is it Mormons versus Gideons for hotel supremacy now?
It is. They were both in the same drawer.
This guy is not on the Mormon side, but he's up there just shouting, and the security's like, bro, shut up.
Sin wants to destroy you, but Jesus has come to bring life. Let's go. Praise God.
Oh, who's clapping? 4 people clapping for this. Oh, this probably his group.
He probably would have been more effective if he timed it out with right when the fireworks started.
Praise God! 2 fingers in the air, the fireworks. Yeah. That's like hitting perfectly in the air tonight when the drums kick in. Like,
sure.
Yeah, you could do that. But my biggest beef is, here's the deal. You had a chance. There was an entire Jesus-related theme park in the very same city that you're spouting this nonsense off. You could have done it there any day, and you'd have the most receptive crowd. Maybe it's shooting fish in a barrel, so you didn't want to necessarily.
Repent and you will be saved.
The fireworks.
See, now I'm on board.
Could you repeat that with the fireworks if you even tried?
Yeah, repent and you will be saved. I'm clicking a button here this time.
If you do that for particular things, it's going to make you look bad. Like, what if you said 9/11 was an inside job and do that?
The government
still...
did 9/11.
Lasers. You had a whole ass theme park, and you could. They're cheering you on in the chat now. And you could have gone there, and it was the perfect place to talk about your religion.
Actually,
but it failed because people didn't want to mix religious stuff with theme parks.
We can't really go back in time and find out right now, but I wonder how the folks at Holy Land would have taken it. Because, long story short, if he was getting on that soapbox to talk about how much he loves Mickey Mouse, Disney still doesn't want you pontificating to the people. Disney wants an enjoyable atmosphere for its guests to spend their money and then spend more money.
Free of religion and politics. No nonsense.
And distractions.
Yeah.
I mean, religion and politics aside. That's what I said. Like, if he was just getting up and, reciting a speech about how much, Mickey Mouse changed the world, I think they would still be like, get out, we'll do the Mickey Mouse teachings here. And I wonder if Holy Land would be the same way. If they're like, yeah, listen, I know that this is a religious theme park, but let us do the teaching.
Yeah, I think that would be where most people landed on this. Maybe not, though. Maybe you were like, oh, I think that's great that he did that. I also think whenever I hear somebody reply in an instance like this, where a Christian gets up at the middle of Disney World right before the fireworks, thousands of people are waiting on the fireworks show, and he's like, God is going to save you, repent, you sinners, blah, blah, blah. And they're doing that whole thing. If it was a Muslim dude, and he's like, there is no God but Allah. Okay. Allah is your God. Allahu Akbar.
Hold on.
Allahu Akbar.
You bring up a good point, because there's a part of his speech that I took particular issue with. And it's something that you probably shouldn't say if you're making unannounced speeches, just standing on the tallest thing you can find, and then calling out to everybody who's not expecting a speech right now. And that is that he said, this is a temporary Magic Kingdom. And could you imagine a Muslim person getting on like, this Magic Kingdom is only temporary? Like, what are you going to do to it?
I might clutch my pearls a little bit.
I'd like my Magic Kingdom to last to the end of the night, at least.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a fair response when people say that. If somebody got up there and they were like, Disney World, Allahu Akbar, there would be a response. People would be like, what the hell? This is scary. But when you do it, you're like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. Our country was founded on Christianity. Well, Disney World wasn't. So, I think it could be a space maybe founded on memories and magic and Walt Disney and, all those fun things. So give us your thoughts. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, we'll get into your dispatches. I've worked in a couple today, but we got a bunch rolling in, and some of them are Rate My Blank submissions, which are full of great stories of you and your short celebrity encounters. Not encounters with celebrities who are short, but you have 30 seconds to tell us about the most amazing time you encountered somebody who was famous.
Hey, News Junkie, I met Danny DeVito once.
That's a good one for both reasons, actually. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
So what you're saying is I'm the Taylor Sheraton.
No, you're more like a Bob Marriott.
You can't ruin the magic, folks. I respect your religion, kind of. I respect you and your right to worship and have your faith. I respect the absolutely underappreciated mammoth slate of things that religious charities and organizations that are religious based do in every major city in this country. In fact, even though they're hated by most of the people, let's say a downtown Orlando, even though a lot of the progressive types who live in downtown Orlando probably dislike the religious people. They probably are very at odds with the religious people. It is the religious people who do so much good, who feed the homeless, much of the charity action, in cities, a lot of times a significant amount is done by these religious groups of all varieties. But you don't have to make every place the forum to tell other people about your religion. Mind your own business, okay? Sean, how many pairs of Mickey ears do you own? Not counting the ones tattooed on your arm. I don't have any Mickey ears tattooed on my arm. This is a gas mask. This is a gas mask. Oh, my skin is so dry. I really need some lotion. This is a gas mask. Does it have ears on it? Perhaps. I own none. None. Christian-based Islam ain't giving money to people, LOL. I don't know that that's true. I think, I would imagine that, Muslims in different cities are engaged in all sorts of charities as well. I mean, maybe that's wrong. I don't think that's wrong. Let me see. Hey, you there, dude?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How's it going?
What's up?
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, it's not very good. Here's the deal. Somebody in chat just said that, hey, when I was talking about Christian organizations doing a lot of charity in big cities in the United States, feeding the homeless, all these types of things, somebody said, well, not the Islamic people. Muslims don't do that. How can you compare the two, like Muslim religious charitable donations, feeding the homeless, those kind of outreach things? Compare that to Christianity in the United States.
Let me look into that. So, in the U.S., Christian charities are larger and more visible, mainly due to scale. But Islamic giving is real too. Zakat is mandatory charity, and Sadaqah is voluntary. U.S. groups such as Islamic Relief USA, ICNA Relief, and many local mosques run food pantries and aid programs. So the bottom line is, both traditions emphasize giving. But in the U.S., the Christian charitable footprint is much larger simply because the community is much bigger.
There you go. I think that's the key point. It's maybe not as obvious because there's not as many Muslims. Unless you live in Michigan. You know what I mean? Religion has no connection with a person's character. You're either a decent person or a dick. Sure. Yeah. These Fauci texts they released, bro, he needs to go down. Which ones? What's bothered you in particular? I mean, I think that the Fauci diary exposed some things to me. One, that Fauci is exactly as self-obsessed and into celebrity status as I anticipated. Two, that Fauci definitely got drunk with power during the pandemic and his ability at a chirp to be able to shut places down. And three, that things like the lab leak theory, which may or may not be true, were suppressed by people like Fauci under the guise of it's a moral lie in so many ways. We don't want the China virus thing to take hold. People will get mad at China because they unleashed this virus on the planet. So those things I thought were in there, but those things I wasn't surprised by. I was surprised that a grown-ass man who's in his 70s or 80s at the time has a diary. But he was probably keeping notes for a book because back to the he's very impressed with himself thing. The texts I haven't seen much on. The miscarriage ones, you talking about where they saw that there was an issue with the vaccines with pregnant women possibly having some miscarriage risks. I don't know all the details around it. I'll try to take a look at it. I mean, I think the excesses of the year 2020 are, if anything, not explored enough. And currently there is an effort to be like, oh, that woke 1.0 was really crazy, wasn't it? Da, 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 da. I'm like, people do not realize that the current backlash is because for over a decade, intense left-wing activist politics were thrust on everybody all the time, from corporations, every media outlet, everywhere you could possibly imagine. So, I mean, I don't know. None of it really surprises me. I just find that Fauci was kind of like self-absorbed old man. I'm not a fan. Let me know what you think. All right, here we go. We're coming back right now on the show, folks. Stand by.
That's legendary flavor at an incredible price. Head to your local McDonald's or order in the app today.
Pull up a chair to At the Table, the food allergy podcast. Each episode, we'll explore how food allergies shape the way we travel, date, celebrate, and connect. Because living with food allergies isn't just about what you can't eat. It's about still having your seat at the table. Brought to you by Genentech and Novartis. Listen to At the Table, the food allergy podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow At the Table and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
About. It's kind of funny, to be honest, but we'll see what you think about it. We'll pop that out there in a moment. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. We are only 5 subscriptions or gifts away from our goal today to keep the show rolling with your support. Go over and hit the gift icon to gift subscriptions, including access to secret shows to other listeners just like you. When I walk by any television these days with any of the cable news networks on it, MSNBC, which is now called MS Now, still a little confusing to me, but yeah, MS Now. When I see that on a TV somewhere, or CNN, like one of their panels of people, everybody's always yelling about something. They're always very mad at each other.
They're cursing now.
There's a lot of cursing going on. There's a lot of like fighting over stuff. I always think it's so weird because I think normies would tune in for a moment to the cable news world and go, I don't know any of these characters and I don't know what's happening. Everybody is angry and I don't know why. I think that's what normal people think about cable news networks. I don't watch much cable news at all these days because I think it's kind of off kilter and it's not in touch with what actual normal people think about or care about. It reminds me of the meme. Have you guys seen when there's a news story about somebody and they're like newly famous people and somebody doesn't know it? And there's a tweet that has gone viral and it's something like, at this point in my life, every headline seems like, did you hear Zip Zap got in a complete drunken fight with Zapozo Bow Wow and they're never talking to each other again? And they said, feels
Classic
to me like
Zapozo Bow Wow.
Feels to me like all of the, I don't remember the actual one that's the viral
Zip
Zap. They said like every single thing that they hear feels like, who are these people that are famous? I don't know any of these individuals. I see that on TMZ all the time. I'm like, this is a story all about how 3 people did something together that were famous, and I don't know any of their names. I don't know any of their names, even slightly. So I think that's how a lot of people feel like when they turn on any of these programs now. And in this case, on MS Now, the Joe Scarborough guy who hosts their morning program was just exploding. He's angry, he's yelling about stuff.
I don't need people telling me. Oh, you have to just turn a blind eye to people saying that women getting raped on October 7th didn't matter.
All right, if you don't know what he's talking about, there's a lot of infighting going on, which is, like sort of to be expected. It's primary time. So for people who are like in the left area of politics, there are moderates and then the extreme left-wing people who are fighting with each other over whose vision for the party is better. And the far left people have been winning the primaries because they have more of like a ginned up base of people who go out and vote in these things. And one of the people who supports all this is the streamer Hassan Piker. And a lot of people have brought up all these comments he's made over the years, such as America deserved 9/11 It doesn't matter if anybody was raped on October 7th. All these different things that have been said by this guy that are absolutely nutty. He's a stupid commie, fakey. And he said a bunch of controversial stuff. So now they're all arguing about it. But I think normies don't even know what I just said. Like, they don't know this stuff. So they're like, why is he yelling?
The grand scheme of things. No, Americans aren't going to support that. This is not about me. This is about the Democrats, once again, fumbling the football on the 2-yard line.
That's close.
When they have a chance to make great gains, but being so woke. I don't know if you want to call it woke 1, woke 2, or woke 3.
Woke 3.
Being too woke to call out the obvious. I swear to God. It's crazy that we're even having this conversation. If somebody
This is what I feel about like a lot on the show, where I'll be giving an impassioned speech, usually about something really weird, and I'm screaming and everybody else is just staring.
I am Mika Brzezinski.
Is that who the woman is?
She's so calm.
She's just right.
I'm just giving that face like, oh, there goes old classic Joe over there looking like political Matthew Perry.
Smoke coming out of his ears. There's a lot of everybody else is like,
a woman being raped doesn't matter.
Oh, I said it again.
It's okay to call that person out and demand that candidates distance themselves from those people. If you want to rule, if you want to rule over a party and win elections. If somebody
lost his train of thought.
Going to a rally the day after Hamas slaughters more Jews than any time since the Holocaust, it's okay for Chuck Schumer.
Holocaust?
It's okay for Hakeem Jeffries to call that despicable and demand that people distance themselves.
I love this guy over here. The guy who's in the picture-in-picture, and he's just like, oh, okay.
He's like, why did I even come on this show?
What should I do here? He's hanging out. This is infighting, but I guess it's kind of normal in a way. It's like what happened with the Tea Party. Like the Republicans had the whole Tea Party thing, if you guys remember that. And there was like this crack up, and everybody started to go like more extreme during the primaries. And then people were like, the Tea Party is going to be like the big thing. I don't even think there's anybody. Is there anybody that still says they're in the Tea Party now?
I don't think so.
I think that was just a fleeting thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I don't think. Sometimes I have to ask myself. I don't like getting yelled at. Somebody says, sometimes I have to ask myself. I'm like, do I really think Americans are going to support this? And if I do, then I feel like I have to start screaming about it a little bit because I want people to know how bad and dangerous that thing will be. I don't think, as of yet. Like, I think if some commie or like commie adjacent person got on a national ballot, one of these like weirdo socialist communist types who have ideas, like, I don't care if they have these ideas, but I don't want them to have any power because they're going to bring about outcomes for all of us that suck. Like, I'm not rushing to the bread line. I'm not trying to be a peasant. I don't want you to be one either. I want good for all of these people. I want everybody to have positive outcomes. I want to look out for the people around us that need the most help and those sorts of things. But I don't think people are necessarily going to vote for this stuff yet. So I don't know how worried I am. And usually when somebody calls out somebody, like, so here's an example I'll give you. I like this guy. I thought he did a good job. The local news had one of these Democratic Socialist types on, and the guy was interviewing the lady, and he just started asking her questions, letting her answer. And I think people hear this stuff and they go, is that what the Democratic Socialists believe? Okay, I don't want one of them to have any significant power because these are bad ideas. This is what I think works. Like, here's the guy.
Let's talk about some of them. Your policy agenda on law enforcement is to defund police, ultimately to get rid of police departments, correct?
Well, what I would say is that we're dramatically overspending on police right now.
I understand. The goal is to defund the police department so we don't need them in the future.
I think what we really want to see is a horizon where folks are not reliant on armed enforcement to meet our public safety needs.
Right, but it says defund police on the website. That's your goal. And also to get rid of prisons and jails, correct?
Yes.
So if my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course, yeah, of course.
What would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and talking.
Yeah, I really want to avoid. So once people, regular ass people, hear stuff like that, they go, "What? Oh, those are stupid ideas. Yeah, we're not gonna vote for that." And the lady's like, "Well, we don't want to talk about hypotheticals. It's not hypothetical."
I'm trying to avoid gotcha journalism here. If we could just move forward with
especially if it's targeted at me.
With the questions that my handler forwarded over to you, please.
This is why Mom Donnie and all the rest of them have had to hard distance themselves from these people.
Yes, and some of them are slick. Like Mom Donnie is very slick. He knows how to handle a press conference and talk to regular people.
Trump loved him.
Yeah, yes, he's charismatic and he's good at explaining himself in certain things. But some of these other folks, when you hear it, you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about those hypotheticals. If it's the platform of your party, it's not a hypothetical, it's your goal, right? So if your goal is to do this thing, the guy's asking you a legit question like, hey, if somebody raped my daughter, if there's no police and there's no prisons, who would hold them accountable and where would they put them to get some accountability? And with the truth on display that I think most Americans reject, which is why I don't think this is as big of a threat at the time currently. I think just more people need to hear stuff like this. The thing that people determine is like, hey, this is once again a weird utopian idea that ignores the fact that there are good people and bad people, that there are criminals, that there are good guys and bad guys among us, that there are people who need to be incarcerated in jail to protect the rest of us. And that this is silly. This is sophistry on a level that's masquerading as intellectual, and it doesn't make any sense to normal people. So I think people are sort of in that spot. But
I would have followed up with, hey, which part of this are you kind of attaching the word hypothetical to? Is hypothetical you getting your wish and we get rid of police and jails, or is the rape part hypothetical? Do you think it's hypothetical, the idea that women get sexually assaulted?
Man, I saw one the other day, and I never know if this is nut picking.
You should call the cops.
Well, if they're there. I don't know. The reason why I didn't play this when I first saw it, because I didn't know if it was just like nut picking, if this was just like some lunatic person. But there was a younger woman on like a college campus or something, and she was asked this exact question. And they said, so what do you do with a person who commits a crime like this, like a rapist or something? And they were like, well, she said, I have been raped, and I don't think it does that person any good to be in jail. And I'm like, what world are you envisioning? You're like, this doesn't make any sense for anybody. Nut picking. Yeah. Nut picking is when, like, if you just take some weird fringe extremist thing and try to utilize it to scare people to be like, this is what everybody thinks is happening. This is how everybody feels right now. You're picking out a argument from a nut job and using it as representative. So
I thought you meant to say nitpicking the first time, and then I was like, nope, we doubled down.
Same.
No, nut picking. Yeah, nut picking is like utilizing, I don't know if it's a real word, or just sort of like a slang terminology.
It's two real words that you use together. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. So oftentimes these people are just not serious. They're going through academic exercises and they're not really presenting a view of the world that makes any sense. I think we need people who try to bring everybody together and try to make life easier for poor people and try to make it so people who want to achieve grand success in America have the opportunity to do that. And I think that's where most people are. That's where I come from. That's where I think most people are coming from. So the anger doesn't flow through me quite as much as it is through cable news these days, but you have your say. All right, let's work in a couple of dispatches. Ooh, somebody's got a celebrity meeting story. That's our Rate My Blank. Is your celebrity encounters. Keep them short so we can get a bunch of them in, like 30 seconds or so. Here's Jeffrey. Oh, hello.
What's up, guys? I was at the Daytona 500, and I ran into Guy Fieri, and I talked with him a little bit, and while we were BSing, he started choking. So I started smacking him on the back, and I kind of saved him, and he goes, thanks, dude, because I was really freaking choking. And then we took a selfie, and that was it. Little hit and get. Saved his life. All right. Love you
no
guys.
shot. This guy saved Guy Fieri? He's a
Thank
national
you for your
treasure.
service.
Yeah, I love him. He seems like a great dude. Or at least a decent
I kept
dude.
expecting that to go into joke territory.
Same.
Like, I don't know where. I thought maybe they're Flavor
And then he
Towns.
pulled my pants and took me to Flavor Town or something like that. Here's Square
I hadn't
Slinger.
talked over that.
What's
Damn
up, news junkies? Long time no dispatch after heart surgery.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so celebrity story. I met Marilyn Manson at the Hard Rock Cafe, waiting in line to get into an after party for Jam Magazine. Remember Jam Magazine, C-Lane?
Yep.
And so anyway,
he doesn't.
He only asked me.
Didn't have enough tickets to get in. He was standing in line in front of us, and he had heard that us discussing we didn't have enough tickets. So he turned around and said, "Hey, we got extra tickets. You guys want some?" And we
Did he say it like that? Because I can't picture Marilyn Manson like, "Hey, wow,
Hey, it's me, Brian. You might know me as Marilyn Manson. I have some extra tickets for you."
I can't, like, it sounds more like Flanders than Marilyn Manson doing this in this situation, but okay.
It's gonna be a hell of a party.
It's gonna be a wild time.
He was not a star then. He was just a guy who had played at the show earlier and hanging out waiting to get in just like us. So
No.
he was pretty cool. I don't think he'd be that way now. But anyway, see ya.
All right, thank you. Appreciate the dispatch. Somebody who met Shaq. Let's hear this one. Here's funny name.
Hey guys, happy day. Back in high school in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, I worked at a pretty rundown movie theater that was back behind Wet and Wild, and it was off the beaten path.
I
And
remember
I'm in
that
the
movie
urinal
theater.
one night, and all of a sudden
At
the
the
room
urinal?
goes dark because something has blocked out the lights, and it's Shaquille O'Neal. He comes up and stands next to me at the urinal. Now, it wasn't strange to
Hey,
see
man.
Shaq in there. He would bring all his friends, and they
Nice
would
pecker,
basically
bro.
bring up the movie theater. Super nice guy, but at this particular time, I was standing next to him at a urinal, and I had to look because it's darn near eye level, and yeah, baby arm holding an apple.
I believe it.
Expect that, yeah. His celebrity encounter story is that he looked at Shaquille O'Neal's genitals. Okay.
After the Shaclips.
Yeah.
There was
Went
a
all black
Shaq,
in there.
there was a Shaq story yesterday. I don't remember the person's username, but they were doing a catering gig at Shaq's house, and all of a sudden, like, smoke started filling the kitchen, and they thought, "Oh my gosh, we screwed up. We're burning down Shaq's house right now," or something.
No.
And it was Shaq with a hookah being like,
That's Shaq Diesel, baby.
Everything is so much funnier when it's revealed to have been done by Shaq. I do not know why. But if after 9/11 it was revealed that Shaquille O'Neal was the perpetrator behind all of this, it would have taken a little of the sting away.
Charles Barkley
Right?
couldn't do it.
Yeah. These are the clips they're going to take of me, like they do with the streamer guy. They're going to be like, Sean said it would be funny if Shaquille O'Neal did 9/11. They'll get me someday.
Man, Joe Scarborough's going to be pissed when he gets that one.
He's going to be fuming.
Woke 1, woke 2, or woke 3?
Quick break. When we come back, jury duty is on the way. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041.
Oh, look at this. Big, fat, resounding thank you to Tori at Paw Zaz Pet Grooming for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Tori. It's very generous. Paw Zaz Pet Grooming. That's adorable. Let's see. Tori at Paw Zaz Pet Grooming. Let me fire that one through. There you go. Thank you, Tori at Paw Zaz Pet Grooming. Courtney does the pet grooming around here. But if Courtney didn't groom our pets, we'd use Paw Zaz Pet Grooming. As long as they're not attached to any really bad controversies. Bootsy says, I need a new groomer. I've found the perfect one for you. Wait until more people get smart like this and realize that the best way for businesses to get involved in what's going on here is to just gift some subscriptions. Love it. Appreciate it. I'll make sure I mention that on the show. Actually, I'm going to mention everybody on the way out. So we'll do it there. But thank you so much. And that gets us to our goal for today. We did it, everybody. We hit the goal. Now we move over to our other goals, our secondary goals. We are, believe it or not, still 23 subscribers away from flipping the display. We're almost at 32,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed, just click that subscribe button if you don't mind. Click that over on the YouTube channel. Click subscribe. It's free. Or if you're already subscribed, you're already, a supporter and all that stuff, just simply clicking like right now would be very helpful. All right, thank you. There we go. Look at Cosidius with a gifted subscription. Thank you, Cosidius. Hell yeah, that's 26, baby. That's big. That's big support. I'm telling you, when we're seeing all this stuff, like I told you guys about Citadel, one of the other big radio companies, firing a shit ton of people, unfortunately, this week. People who I know who have worked in radio for decades. And now the chances for those people to pop up at other radio jobs, not really great. And then if they're radio DJs, what are they going to do? Are they going to start doing a podcast right now? With what audience? Are they going to start doing a live stream? I mean, I can't even imagine starting off with 0 followers. That's how I did it. That's how everybody does it. But having nothing to feed into the funnel, and you're just like, someone pay attention to me, It's very difficult. Radio is a fickle beast. And the industry is changing radically. So I see the writing on the wall, and I'm going to lean into you. I try to support you through your day, and maybe you support us in the show. And that's awesome, man. Thank you, Cosidius. Really appreciate that. Oh, look, to prove his point, Asian sensation and Guy Fieri. There he is after meeting him. That's awesome. Already had liked, but I unliked the stream because you told me to, Sean. Nice work. James, I apologize. Good luck. Hit it again. Hit it one more time. People aren't listening to music on FM radio anymore? I mean, they are, because it's still the main method of entertainment in cars. So most people, when they get in their car, they just turn on the radio and go to whatever station. So there's still people that rely on that. But they got into this position in music radio where they realize, their average listener listens for about, let's say, 12 minutes. So they want to make sure they're playing the top 3 songs within those 12 minutes. So that's why they repeat the same songs over and over and over again, because they don't think anybody is listening for longer than like 12 minutes. So if you listen for 120 minutes, you're hearing the same thing over and over and over again. And programming for that instead of longer periods of listening has killed music radio, in my opinion. That I think is what has been a disaster. Thank you, Flip, for the dispatch. We met Robert Downey Jr. and Bruce Willis. What's a radio? I remember this stream had less than 100 viewers for a long time. Is that true? I never know where we were at. And at first I just streamed on Facebook, and then I was trying to build up all this stuff, and then we started streaming on YouTube. And now we've been around this like 500, 600 mark. When you add in the premium subscribers, we're closer to 1,000. But we've been building quite a bit in that area. I would love to see, what I would love to see is bigger growth on YouTube and getting near that really serious mark of like 1,000 concurrents. That's when you're in the higher tiers of streaming. And that's what I'd love to see over time. So I'm going to do anything I can to work on that. Video killed the radio star? Saved it, I think. And the story of my life and career. iHeart stock cratering? No. Say it ain't so. Jury duty. Hang on.
Air Home Services. Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit AdvancedAirandHeat.com to schedule your free estimate. Advanced Air Home Services. License CAC 1820806. Terms and conditions apply.
Teachers make a difference each and every day. Now's your chance to say thanks. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who goes above and beyond for students. They could be one of our $5,000 winners for classroom supplies and resources. Teachers give so much. Now it's our turn to give back. Nominate a teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is
Good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Somebody says iHeart stock is cratering today. No. I mean, I do have iHeart stock still because I believe in this company. I do have some iHeart stock still. It is down today, but long term, I think it'll be fine because there will be no employees, so the overhead gets quite low, and then it'll just be like Will Ferrell and the latest podcast host, which I hear very captivating. Courtney told me they're really heavily promoting a podcast specifically for people with food allergies on iHeart. So, I mean, if that doesn't reinvent the medium and completely change the game for spoken word content, I don't know what will. I, for one, always want to hear an allergen-focused podcast to get my day started. But we'll see. We'll see. It's an interesting time in all of media and all of these different industries. And as I said earlier, it's an interesting time to think about if we just started out. Like, to get to this point takes a lot of time. Like, Sealand was just kind of hanging out at the radio station for as long as he possibly could. Mm-hmm. And then the radio station needs interns. Okay, I'd like to be an intern, And then, okay, now we need somebody to run the board on these random days. Okay, you're all constantly raising your hand and trying to do
the fishing show.
Yeah, you bet your ass. I'll do it. What was the one you did? 2 Guys, 1 Sports or something?
2 Guys, 1 Sports show was original content from our own station.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I totally agree. I'm just saying those are the kind of things, these shows that you take part in because you have to build up. But now that those opportunities don't even exist. They just don't even exist anymore. That's why you become connecting with us the most important thing. So thanks for all the support over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Now you got to do the thing that I tried not to do when I was in that position, which was you got to get a job in promotions and then just weasel your way over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they wiped out a lot of promotions for a while. And then maybe they're I don't know if they're building up. I don't know. I never know. I know that I believe that people want companionship. I know that I believe that people want to be entertained. I know that I believe in a news beyond the left and right and red and blue team politics, which is such a yawn fest to me. I believe in a show based on street corner style talk ideas where you go, hey, what's the viral story that's got everybody going today? And I believe in you. I believe in you to support us on that. And I hope you're listening more so than Sealand and Josh were for our pep speech today. You can tell how missing that pep speech has impacted their performance.
I'm sorry that we've put on such a bad show for you today.
No, you haven't. No, it's been great.
Unbelievable.
You guys are doing great. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you can reach out to the attorney that's going to get you on the path to that big, giant check. That's Mo DeWitt. JustCallMo.com. Here we go. Very quickly. I keep seeing these stories, and it's been so, I feel so bad. I saw this story. There were these stupid street takeovers that they keep letting happen all over the country. Happened a lot in like Los Angeles, apparently. And in Los Angeles, there was a street takeover, and all these kids start locking down the roads, and they start doing donuts in the middle of the street. And then all of them together, they're always between 16 and like 26 or so. And they just do it because they can get away with it, because prosecutors don't prosecute, because, you know, the state and the county doesn't want to put younger people behind bars. That's somehow some brilliant idea, and they fully take advantage of this stuff. So they do the street takeover 3 days ago. 3 days ago, and in the middle of it, the whole crowd of people hits up an AutoZone. I don't know if I could find you a video of this for those of you streaming with us over on youtube.com/newsjunkie.
They're trying to get in the zone.
They were,
AutoZone.
indeed. Yeah, and they got into the zone. And here's one of the examples. I think this was from a handful of days ago.
Overnight. This one is at Olympic Boulevard and Atlantic Avenue.
They're just going in, they're stealing everything.
In and out of the store, some of them walking out with armloads of merchandise, many with their faces covered. Windows and doors were already boarded up from another break-in the night before.
So this was the second night. So the first night, there's a street takeover in Los Angeles County. They bust into the AutoZone and they steal all of the stuff in the AutoZone and they destroy the place. The AutoZone people come back in the next day and they go, oh my God, geez. And they sweep up and they put everything together and they put it back on the shelves and they board up the broken front windows and they stock everything back up and they go, well, we wait for our customers. Second day, another street takeover. The crowd, you just heard them there, break into the AutoZone again. They ransack the AutoZone again.
Reset the counter again.
It's been 0 days since an AutoZone looting, and they loot the entire AutoZone, these losers, because they can get away with it, right? Third day, which was yesterday, for the third day in a row, they hit the same AutoZone, and they hit multiple locations, actually, of these AutoZone stores, going in there, looting, taking all the stuff, causing chaos, knocking everything down, stealing everything from windshield wipers to car batteries. 3 days in a row, same area, same store gets targeted. They've been looting other stores. They've just been like, this is simple. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, since I was 18 once, 18-year-olds don't want to go to jail. They do want some free stuff, but they don't want to go to jail. If you go out and arrest a whole bunch of them when they break into the AutoZone on day one, their friends will hear about that, and they will not do it day two. If you don't, well, they're back on day 2 and day 3 and day 4, and all of a sudden your city has devolved into this. This is what, now you have street takeovers. You're like, look at the crazy kids. And the AutoZone is picked bare. The places you do go into have deodorant and everything else locked up, and you have to ask for assistance to buy a birthday card or something. And on and on and on and on we go. But yeah, three times, 0 arrests were made as of a couple of days ago. I don't know if they've gotten anybody yet. Let me see. AutoZone. I'm just going to see. I'll put AutoZone arrest. Has there been a single arrest reported? Ooh, 4 people. 4 people they got in the second night. 4 people arrested after AutoZone Spirit Halloween. They got the Spirit Halloween too. Don't you understand? These people are victims of capitalism. They're dying because of the absolute travesty that is capitalism, which is why they need everything from AutoZone and Spirit Halloween. Those are the places that you target.
Does that mean
you're dying?
In the next AutoZone robbery, they're all going to be dressed up in costume?
Hopefully. They got stuff to hide their face a little bit more, I think. So, yeah, there they go. That's what's happening out there. AutoZone, beware. The street takeovers are still going on, I guess. The other story I'll keep packed away here, and we'll do it in the Power Hour. I got more of your celebrity meet and greet stories as well. And when we come back, a story going absolutely viral, along with a brand new conspiracy. Those are coming up next on the News Junkie.
Zero Sugar 400 returns to the World Center of Racing with the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on August 28th and the Coke Zero Sugar 400 on August 29th. Experience the thrill of NASCAR like never before. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com. Visit realradio.fm/contest for all the info and to find out how you can score free tickets.
Eastbound and westbound lane.
Hello, hello. Welcome behind the scenes, everybody. We did it. We made it to the Power Hour. This week is flying by, huh? Hang on, I'm getting things ready for Today I Learned. Let me just get the first two locked in. All right, there's one done. Okay, story number 2 locked in. Now I just need a song to end on for Today I Learn, and we'll be rocking and rolling. How you doing, Twitch? How you doing, YouTube? Hit that like button if you enjoy anything you hear. If you don't enjoy anything you hear, wait. And then when you do, hit the like button. That way we cover all of our bases. So close to 32,000 big ones. Big dangling ones. Oh, 21 people away. 21 subscribers away, YouTube. Oh my God. 21 subscribers away. Even our cameraman is going apeshit. It's a party up in here, I assure you. Chompy, there he is. Yep. He looks a little wonky, does he not? Chompy? This is the guy who runs the camera and follows me around the studio. He looks a little suspicious. For instance, look at those eyes. If you were a cop and you pulled him over and he just like, oh, you're probably going to have some questions, right? Hey, Chompy, tell me what's gone on in the last 24 hours or so. Hey, Janine on YouTube. Today, I'm getting a 53 red Bel Air convertible. I'm stoked, Sean. Nice. Red Bel Air convertible. That sounds cool. Cruise around in that thing. Good for you, dude. Chaos says, YouTube just effed smaller creators. Man, it sucks. So, I was looking at that, Chaos, and so they still require that to be monetized on YouTube, which is, of course, like the goal. To be monetized on YouTube, that you have 1,000 subscribers. I think that's still the same, right? I don't think that changed. I think the only issue was that they said you have to have like 40,000 watch hours or something. I don't know. It didn't seem too crazy to me, but if you're starting off, it's definitely tough. For shorts, I know it is. For shorts, I think they want like, 4 million views to get monetized for shorts. And the reason is because that whole shorts inventory is like, there's so much garbage. I struggle because I want to put videos out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube and grow all those platforms. But I kind of hate the short form content and it feels trashy. So I struggle with it. And people don't tend to like the news content like that anyways. It's tough, man. It's tough. 4,000 watch hours? Yeah, 4,000 watch hours. I mean, if you have, what, 100 people watching you, you'd probably get that, right? Couple of minutes and we're back live. Let's see if we got anybody else. Did we get another one? We lost one on YouTube. My career has met its downfall. 8,000 watch hours and 2 million for shorts, one or the other. A lot of competition, true. Creating shorts directly from the show and snippets, kind of like the promos you air at commercials, would be good. Yeah, I mean, it takes a bit of time. I can do all the editing and I could do that stuff, but it's tough. Introducing stuff to new audiences, they're not necessarily going to care about those little moments because they don't know the show. So I usually got to try to fish with something else to bring them in. And I've had crazy success on shorts. I've had a couple of them go well over 1 million. But it's just a very different audience. The streaming audience, the on-demand audience, and the shorts audience, those are 3 completely different audiences. If you get 1 million subscribers and they're all from shorts views and you post a regular long video on YouTube, it'll get like 5 views. You got 200 likes for the teapot dance, just do it daily? True. Good advice, actually. The Power Hour, baby. Let's do it. Here we go. Buckle up.
$6,000 more for your trade at RC Hill, Mitsubishi, and DeLand. Trade like a superhero. Get up to $6,000 overbooked value for any trade. $6,000 more. And your new vehicle is invincible. With a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. Stuck in a web of bad credit? I've got your super solution. If you got a job and a dime, you ride. Every vehicle, 1 dime down. Defeat high interest rates with 0% financing for 72 months. 0%. Acres of new Mitsubishis with a multiverse of used cars, all makes, all models. Get up to $6,000 more for your trade. 0% for 72 months. And Mitsubishi's under 20 grand. Grab a dime and swing on over to my super solution sale at RC Hill, Mitsubishi, in DeLand. Just 2 miles off I-4, rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
That's tax and tag to qualified buyers. See dealer for terms.
Radio 104.1. Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips.
Are hanging out with us. Abraham says the weather in Ohio, eye emoji. Yeah, it's nuts, man. I saw not that long ago. This is always weird because people don't know what to do when this happens. I saw a bit ago that in, I think, Chicago, they were sounding the tornado sirens. And so this is just from somebody's high rise, like in the middle of the loop in Chicago. And there's just right there. Hear it?
Scary.
Just the storm sirens going off because there's a big bunch of storms approaching that area. And I've been in Chicago when those sirens go off and everybody's like, what are we...
Nuclear war incoming?
What are we supposed to do?
I was in Boston once or somewhere near there, and they tested them one morning, and it was like the first time I had been up north, first time I'd been had heard anything like that, and I had no clue what the hell was going on. And somebody was like, "Yeah, it's an air raid siren." I'm like, "I'm sorry, a what? An air raid? A what?"
Do we just get on the ground? What do we do?
The Axis powers are attacking.
I mean, I saw yesterday. Did you guys see some of these videos of the earthquake in Colombia? They were
a little bit,
just unbelievable. I mean, I posted the one of the people out on the street, and I'll bring the account up here at the News Junkie on Twitter. And here's one. This is these folks. They're right outside like a famous church, I believe, in Colombia, where the earthquake hit, and just watching everything move around. Nobody knew where to go. I think you're supposed to find something sturdy and get under it, technically, but here they are. Watch the power lines. The power lines are crazy. Oh, wow. I mean, it's crazy, folks. The church is literally crumbling.
I would get out from under those power lines.
Yeah,
for sure.
Power lines that are probably active, I would think. Like they're bouncing around over their head. Go look at that over on @TheNewsJunkie on Twitter if you haven't seen it. There's so many like that, and people don't seem to know what to do necessarily in a lot of these circumstances. I guess I'm with them. I've not. We have had an earthquake during this show. C-Lane handled it well. He got very excited.
Yep.
And nobody hit the deck. Literally never happens. People just go, whoa, whoa. Like we're riding a ride or something. And I guess you're supposed to get under something sturdy. Like I'd have to get under my desk in the studio here or something. But let us know if you've been through it. What's the smart move that they didn't take there or they should be taking in Chicago? But right now, it's time, my friends. Buckle up and get ready to go. Let's do the Power Hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
Disney World, Allahu Akbar.
It's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
Don't take a sip of water like you've done something good. All right? Don't. I saw the way you sipped that water.
I was waiting till after the clip plays, which you often do not do. And it's going to be a problem one day.
All right. Yeah, I mean, my political career would be done with just one or two of these things. So I get it. I understand. Josh, can you explain who this person is to me? I don't know them. I need your help. You're the youngest around here. Who is Brooks Nader?
Son of Ralph Nader, probably?
No, not Ralph Nader.
Oh,
no.
It's a woman.
Brooks Nader.
Daughter of Ralph Nader.
Hold on. I rejected that because I did see that she was a model, and I just assumed Ralph Nader's daughter would never be a model. That was kind of rude of me. I don't know.
Maybe it was rude.
Maybe it is Ralph Nader's, kids or grandkid, I would have to say.
This doesn't imply any relation to the politician Ralph Nader, no.
No. Brooks is her name? Brooks, yes. Nader. I need a little rundown on how and why she's famous, and then I'll tell you a story about her.
She is a model and TV personality. She was in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue after winning the 2019 Swim Search. She competed on the 33rd season of Dancing with the Stars. She stars along with her sisters in their reality show, Love Thy Nader.
Oh, yeah. Okay, be very, 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 very careful not to show my laptop right now because many of those are uncensored.
I don't get to see it.
You can't see my laptop?
No.
Don't show him, C-Lane. But C-Lane, just for you.
I see. Hello, Ms. Nader.
Just calm down there, right? Calm down.
Brooks and her Naders.
I have a reason why I'm bringing this up. Brooks Nader and her family are on a vacation right now in Sardinia.
Mm-hmm.
Am I to believe that's near Greece? Somewhere near
Sardinia,
Greece?
The Mediterranean.
Yeah, they let a lot of people in, but they pack them in really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm going to kill you in real life. The 29-year-old model. This is what he's been saving up all his aggression for. Why did Josh snap? Why did he murder C-Lane in cold blood in his studio? Well, I'll tell you. Here you go. 29-year-old model was on a family holiday, which Courtney is now taking to calling vacations holidays because she thinks it sounds nicer and more fancy.
Yes.
They're in Sardinia.
We met on holiday.
And here they are on their beautiful little wooden boat that they have. Now, Brooks Nader is completely and totally topless.
Yes.
All right? And that's fine. I don't care. Do your thing.
Bow.
Very nice bow, yes. Her and her sister, I guess, are topless here, not really wearing much else. You can see, like, her butt cheeks are hanging out, too. The thing that I find to be weird is, even though she's 29 years old, her mom and dad are on the boat with her. So she's topless on the boat with her mom and dad. Maybe this is me and my American brain and my morals are like weirdly American or something. That's her dad right there. It's okay. Her dad is just hanging around with her on the boat, and her mom, and the daughter at 29 years old, totally topless, just out there flopping him around. And I said, I don't know who's the weird one here. Is this a free and open family?
I think both of them are weird for just allowing this to happen and then pretending it's normal.
Like, could you guys imagine if you had a daughter and she's on a boat with you just topless?
No. This is it's kind of giving me the same feeling as that guy who said, oh, look, my sister had a sex tape released. And now she's going to be bigger than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why, are you not more concerned that your sister's having sex on camera in a tape that she didn't want out there?
Yeah, I do understand what people are saying here, Celine. Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi says, they're just boobs. It's not sexual. I get it. I understand that. I can totally see where you're coming from, logically. But if I imagine myself with a daughter who is in her 20s, and I'm on the boat, and the daughter is just topless with her ass cheeks hanging out. That seems weird. That seems strange to me. Like, mothers, imagine your son fully dong out. Is 6 dongs in? What was the thing yesterday? Sure. 6 dongs deep. Imagine your son on the boat with you and totally naked. Would that be normal for you? Would that be weird for you? I think it would be weird, but again, I'm not really trying to pass judgment here. She says,
you also said, like, hey, how very American of me to think this is weird. Well, it is weird because she is American. Mm-hmm. She's from Baton Rouge. Like, it's not like it's like, oh, she's Italian and they do things differently over in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, they are in Europe, right? Like,
sure.
Space Coast Chick says Europe can even have nude women in commercials. But they are, as Celine said, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shout out to our friends in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And she grew up in a strict religious upbringing and had a very conservative childhood, she said. So, like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or whatever. I'm just saying I would think it would be weird. And I wonder, moms, dads, let us know how you would feel in this situation, or if you would be completely at ease and relaxed if your kids were nude. Adult kids, mind you, nude on a boat with you. Celine doesn't care if Jackson's running around the house naked. He's a little guy. And I mean, like, age-wise. He's a little guy, and it's not weird.
There's a little guy there, too.
It's not weird at that age. But if Jackson was 29 and he's hanging out at the house with his mom and dad, and he's like, oh, I didn't feel like putting any clothes on this morning while I eat my Cheerios, and he's just got his junk hanging out, I think people might find that to be weird.
Well, it's hard to tell. Go back to the other footage so I can be,
which one?
Be certain.
Okay. The photograph that Josh couldn't see?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'll bring that up. And here it is. Yeah.
I'm sure there's nothing
less weird now. Yeah, less weird.
Don't show that. You nuke the whole channel. Nuked immediately if that happens. I'm not going to put this up on See It Now either. I'm not going to risk any of it. Again, it's not sexual. It's just, it seems strange. Beefy King says, I need to see the mom's boobs to make my decision here. The parents are fully dressed, as you might expect, and there's nothing weird going on, and there's nothing sexual about it. And it's just, for me, it would be uncomfortable. For me, I would think it would be strange. I don't know if that's just our society in the United States and the way I grew up, in the household I grew up in. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Another video getting a lot of attention this week. Have you guys seen the guy at Shake Shack who uncovered the grand Shake Shack conspiracy?
No.
Here he is, millions of views. This is a guy and his wife.
My wife says that if you don't tip at Shake Shack, they make it more expensive per item, so we're about to find out.
Oh, no. All right, they're ordering at Shake Shack. If you don't tip, they make it more expensive. So they load up their little cart.
We got strawberry.
All right, they're getting some desserts and some shakes.
Yeah, let's see. And we got vanilla with.
All right. So they load up the shopping cart. Total $18.46. View cart. Okay. All of the items are listed here. Two classic shakes, $5.99 a piece, $5.99. One classic shake with a little added whipped cream is $6.48. So $5.99, $5.99, $6.48. Those are the prices. And they said when you ignore the tip on the machine when you're ordering, I'm not going to tip the machine. When you ignore the tip, it gets more expensive.
Okay, see that?
All right. Check out. Complete your meal. No. Add a tip. No tip. Calculating total. Uh-oh. There's been a pricing update on one or more of your cart items. Please review these changes in your cart because they said no to the tip.
There's been a pricing update on one or more of your cart items. Please review.
They hit okay. And now the shakes went to $6.49 and the other one went to $6.98. Stuff got more expensive.
So they added 50 cents per item.
They did. It appears that they added 50 cents per item because they didn't leave some sort of tip. Shake Shack says it was a technology glitch. All right. It wasn't at all done on purpose.
Did they have a version of this video where they did include the tip and it didn't change the prices of the items?
No, I think it really did do that. It actually did. And I don't know how many people paid how much money at Shake Shack, but here's the article where they followed up on this. Shake Shack says tech glitch explains viral no-tip video. They said a technology glitch, not a no-tip surcharge, caused the price increase. It is not Shake Shack policy nor that of our licensees to increase the price of menu items when no tip is added. And they said, outrageous if true. Shake Shack told News Nation the pricing issue occurred at a Salt Lake City International Airport location. HMS Host investigated the matter. They determined it was an error within their kiosk technology, and they have since resolved it. Very curious, though, right? Like,
indeed.
It's a technical glitch that only happens when you don't tip, and it makes things a little bit more expensive.
I wonder if that affected other restaurants that were in that airport or that area. HMS Host is like one of those companies that stocks up your food court with companies that they have agreements with. So if you go to like a turnpike rest area or in this case an airport, something like that, they don't have all these individual companies usually in these spots. They just have one company that has licensing agreements with all of them. So I wonder, was this kiosk just for their Shake Shack or was it for their KFC and their what's usually in these things? Earl of Sandwich, Sbarro, exactly.
Yeah. The things that kind of only exist in that universe.
Yes.
Like most of the time, they're
Taco Viva.
The thing that I consider is I go, well, Shake Shack has told us that it was just a glitch, but is Shake Shack going to tell us how much money they took from people from this glitch? And are they going to give it back to them? Or are we like, whoa, well, got a little glitcherino. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch, and we will get into those when we come back. Your emails, your feedback, that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is guaranteed human. We just want proof that you are too. But instead of sending us a finger, please don't send us a finger. Just leave us a talkback using the free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Eastbound and westbound lanes are blocked now on 434 at Palm Springs Drive. That's between the interstate and Rangeline Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity. Emergency crews on the roadways. Westbound on the beach line still backed up due to that accident before Innovation Way.
Hello. The Power Hour rolls on. Big thanks for the 26 subscriptions, gifted and otherwise, today. That's pretty awesome. Grooming. The first song for Today I Learned is about the movie Cars. And it had me thinking, and I need your help on this. Hang on, let me get this queued up first. Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. In the Cars universe, do the cars sleep outside? Do the cars sleep in like a parking garage situation? Where? Because in the Cars universe, wait, hold on. Do people exist in the Cars universe? Are humans in the Cars universe? Or is it just cars? Cozy Cone is a motel? Yeah, but that doesn't really solve my question. No people? Let's start there. There's no people in the Cars universe. Is it correct to say that in the Cars universe, it is just cars and trucks and vehicles, but there are no like birds or dogs or like it's just cars? People are extinct. Okay. Just cars. Okay. So it's just cars. Cozy Cone Motel. But if they're at the Cozy Cone Motel, are they just in a parking spot at the Cozy Cone Motel? Or do they go in like a room with like a bed? Does the car get in a car bed? Or what is that situation? Garages? They're inside the cone? How does that even make any sense? Why would a car be in a cone? No bed, they just park. Okay. There's one human, Mayor Cable Guy? No, that's not true. He does the Tomater voice, the Cable Guy. How foolish do you think I am? I've never seen Cars. You never seen Cars 2? Have you seen Planes? Most people don't even know planes existed. Planes is the same thing, but with planes. It's a nightmare world? Yeah, it seems like it. I don't understand the cones. I also don't understand, like, how, I guess, what happens when they break down? If you're in the Cars world and you break down, are you just dead? Or is there like a car that fixes you? Watch the movie? I've watched the movie. I just don't remember it. I've watched Cars 1 and Cars 2. How do they have sex? Because aren't there baby cars? Is there like a tailpipe situation going on? You use your car phone to call Tomater. Oh, Tomater, yeah. Okay, so Tomater picks up the car and then brings them somewhere and then they get fixed. But how do they make more cars? We're back in 2 minutes. Sorry for the Cars rant. I was exploring. I can't do this right now? Oh, like it's so much to deal with me. Oh, can't do this right now, Sean. So much to deal with. The tailpipe goes into the exhaust port, and they just splooge in there? Okay, I don't need to know any more about this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I asked. Let me see if I have a quick stream exclusive. Scromining update. Everybody, scromining update. Cannabis scromining finally has its own ER code, emergency room. That's what that stands for. And the numbers are higher than anyone realized. Scromining is really taking off. The average psychoactive content in marijuana has gone from 4% to about 16% since the 90s. And abuse of marijuana has led to these people who are scromiting. Nausea, vomiting, intense abdominal pain occurring after marijuana use. And frequent scromiting cases have gone up 16%. The cases of scromiting in hospitals have gone up 16%. I don't know if that's from like 6 to 7 or 500,000 to 627,000. It's called lube maxing? My God. Wesley Dingus.
Auction is now live. They have seats going all week, and you can get them at realradio.fm/poker. The auction is live right now. Each auction seat, each winning seat includes a seat to the tournament and a casino guest pass and all.
Abraham, that's old news. We talked about that. I knew it sounded familiar. That's old news, that Wesley Dingus story.
Want your last chance at a seat at the table for the Real Radio Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament. Thanks to our sponsors, that Mortgage Guy Don, Solar Source, Mills Air, Stella Travel and Leisure, Hard Rock Cafe, and JustCallMo.com.
Training camp is open. The countdown to kickoff is on.
And it's time to get in the game.
iHeartRadio is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network.
We're obviously incredibly excited if you just want to talk about defense.
Get the insight before it's a headline with NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Thank you to Sean McVay.
Chasing a fantasy title, the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast helps you draft like a genius.
And hopefully it helps you guys out the most.
This
is what football sounds like.
Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and press play.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to
of great talk radio friends. Here we are. Learn more about the show in the world's most viral newsroom. Where's that? Well, it's over, as you might imagine, at thenewsjunkie.com. Bit of a grab bag segment for you. Real quick, I just wanted to share this with you folks. This is my favorite new conspiracy. It's gone pretty mega viral on social media as of the last, couple of days here.
Facebook,
right? On this one,
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
that
this?
one and the rest. Here's the conspiracy. The conspiracy is about this woman who's been seen next to Trump. She's a very young woman, maybe in her 20s or something, I would guess, maybe early 30s. I don't know. She's a younger woman, and she's been seen quite a bit next to Trump. And at first, people were like, who is this attractive brunette who's always standing near the president? And why is she just kind of oddly standing there? Well, that is enough of an open space for a conspiracy to work its way in 2026.
Perfect.
The conspiracy is, and it relates to why she wears like these neckerchiefs and stuff, this young woman. The conspiracy is that she has a button installed on her belly button that when pressed will shock Trump to wake him up if he's sleeping in the White House.
It'd be hilarious if true.
Her hand is kind of like on her belly. Trump is like looking like he's dozing off a little bit. Ready?
Major research teams.
She sees it. Up. It's back up now.
It's kind of compelling.
The theory is that she keeps her hand right on her stomach, and that they put like a zapper of some sort, like maybe a dog collar, shock collar on Trump, like a hidden away shock collar somewhere, and that this young woman hits the zapper when Trump dozes off, like it's right there.
Funded a dozen and more
right here, sleep. Oh, there he goes. There's a little reaction, like he pulls back and pulls away. That's a fake sex doll. How dare you? This is just a woman who works at the White House, for God's sake.
I think that the jolt would be a little more, jolting for him.
Unless he's been shocked a lot.
Unless they just have the juice turned down.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. The last Secret Show, we had the shock potato. And as per usual, C-Light is unfazed by these things. The shocking
because I
was
had shock potato experience.
He's like, yeah, I like it when it shocks me. He's into it. So I don't think there's anything to this. It's obviously a silly little conspiracy, but they're saying that the woman uses the zapper on Trump when he starts to get sleepy in the White House. Unsure if true. All right, we'll get to you in just a moment. People are talking about this video too. I don't necessarily know why. It's of this FedEx woman. It says 32-year-old single mother of 3 from TikTok asked her following how to find a millionaire boyfriend who will take care of all 3 of her kids from different men. I don't know. Like, is this just she's working for FedEx and she's recording herself during the day. But I don't even know if the rest of it's true. I'll give it a second here. I don't know if it's worthy of our time.
So, generally asking for a friend. Anyways, I am 32 years old.
Okay.
Congrats.
I'm a single mom of 3 daughters. And I want to find true love. I really do.
Okay.
I want somebody I can come home to after a long day of work that is excited to see me, that will give me the biggest hug and just hold me for a couple minutes to relieve my stress. Will greet me.
We're supposed to be doing this?
Will treat my kids well, treat me well if I'm slacking at certain things.
I haven't heard her mention millionaire yet. Did she say money? I don't think she said money.
I haven't heard it, but she's talking about coming home from work, which you would assume not a millionaire.
Yeah, really. Like, why would she still be working at FedEx if it was a millionaire that she was with? Big Doug Millionaire says maybe lose the nose ring and get a man. You think that's doing it? I don't think that's scaring people off. You think the nose ring would scare people off more than the 3 kids?
No way.
I feel like the 3 kids might be a bigger detriment than the nose ring.
Or I'm getting behind, or they see me struggling. They're either going to put me in check or check on me and see what's going on, or is going to maybe pick up the slack.
All right.
I want somebody that is a partner that actually goes 50-50 on things.
Bootsy says this is absolutely the way to find true love. This is it. Proven. Yep. This is the way to do it. If you're not finding anybody, you make a TikTok inside your FedEx vehicle.
That is there in both mentally, physically, and emotionally. And why is that so hard to find in my generation?
I don't know.
I've dated older. I've dated my age. And I've dated younger. But it's like they're not in the same mindset.
Maybe it's you.
Why can't I find it?
Yeah, you know what? No one ever gets introspective in these videos, I don't think.
It can never be like, I'm announcing what the common denominator is, and I'm not getting it.
I don't understand. I'm trying to think of what all these instances have in common.
Certainly there's been a couple people who have been the what's wrong with me, and I think when the video does go that way, they're like, well, this person clearly just wants attention.
Yeah.
They want that white knight.
Yeah, somebody to swing in. It's because of the 3 kids. I've seen a lot of guys willing to scoop up somebody with kids already and
I had a kid limit back in my day.
You had a what?
A kid limit back in my day, yeah.
What was the kid limit?
1.
Just 1? Yeah, I mean, I can't say much. I spent my whole life since 18.
I don't know. Now that I'm thinking back, I'm not quite sure if
I had one, I still have one. I don't know why I say it that way. I feel like Mark Zuckerberg now. I was a human. I still am a human. I had one. I still have one. And so I understand, like, if you have a kid, there's some baggage that comes along with that. 3 kids is like, this is a lot you're putting on somebody else who this is not their kids.
Yeah, 3 kids is the kind of baggage they charge.
Right, that's a lot. That's a lot to have involved there. But she still hasn't mentioned money, so I don't know. Like, this might be nonsense.
What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
I don't know.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem, but I just want to find true love.
Oh, she finally did get introspective. Yeah, she doesn't mention the million thing. I don't know why that.
She said she wanted someone to go 50-50 with her.
Yeah, that's not even a million. Like,
that's very reasonable.
Yeah, you're just looking for somebody regular. It says 32-year-old single mother of 3 from TikTok asks her followers how to find a millionaire boyfriend who will take care of all 3 of her kids from different men while on the clock at FedEx. There's so much about this that's loaded. Like, 32-year-old single mother of 3 from TikTok. Okay. Asks her following how to find a millionaire boyfriend. I don't think she mentioned that. Who will take care of all 3 of her kids. You already mentioned that in the same sentence, but you're bringing that back up again. From different men, which, okay. And then while on the clock at FedEx, like, are you actually worried that she's taking up company time with this? Are you upset that she's like, oh, this is time theft?
You don't actually know if she's on the clock, by the way.
She's just in uniform.
I think she works at a FedEx store and she's on her break right now.
Yeah, because she looks like she's actually inside her regular car now that I look at this here. But thanks for sending that over. I guess that's getting some attention out there. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Here's what we're going to do. Again, this is not going to be as robust as yesterday, but it'll be a little bust. It'll be a slightly bit bust. When we come back, we're going to do your dispatches. I'll work in some more of these celebrity stories for Rate My Blank. We'll get in a couple of emails. We'll thank all of our supporters. And we'll work in a couple more things very quickly on the way out of the show. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Jim Colbert Show. Out of context.
Hello. Welcome. We're heading into the last segment, folks, and that means it's time to rate the show. Rate the show. Oh, let me fix the date before I print today. I learned that would have been a disaster. Okay. Oh, shoot. Shoot. I thought I already did this. All right. What Queens of the Stone Age song should I end on? No One Knows. Little Sister, Go With the Flow. I think No One Knows is a good one. C-Lane, Queens of the Stone Age, No One Knows. Any curse words? Rate the show. Rate the show. It's time for you to do it. 8 airplanes out of 10. Ratings already coming in. A 10 out of 10 goes into the Hall of Fame. No notes. Right over there in the corner. That's where we stack it. That's where the good ones go. 10 out of 10. A 1 out of 10 into the Hall of Shame. The capital S. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 Secret Service catering trucks. Show is definitely 10 out of 10 for the yacht boobs in the family. Okay, thank you. 8 Wasson slacking on thumbnails out of 10? How am I slacking? Okay, we're going to go 30. Little fade in. Got it. Flaunt it. Somebody's going to want it. All right. 10 out of 10 belly button buttons. True. 7 baby cars out of 10. 8 hunter interviews. 6 dongs out of 7. 9.2 boobs on a boat. 9.2 boobs on a boat. Now it's time for me to retrieve Today I Learned. Hit that like button. Shoot. Oh, hey. Whoa. Good job, Chompy. Waffle House sounds dead today. It is quiet in there. I don't know if they're struggling financially or not, but the Waffle House on the other side of this wall has been slacking. Slacking. 7.5 out of 10. Joe Fells, the van influencer, did not hang himself. What now? What? Huh? 10 belly buzzers out of 10. Thank you all. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed. Make sure you're subscribing over on thenewsjunkie.com to a premium account. 26, we hit the goal today. 26, I'll give a shout out to all our generous people. We'll do that in just a moment. Thank you for that. Also, thank you to everybody who watched, who hit that like button. If you enjoyed even just a second of this, hit that like button over on YouTube. 19 away from 32,000 subscribers over there. Maybe tomorrow's the day, slowly but surely. All right, I love you. We're back tomorrow. Lots of good stuff coming up on the show. Don't miss a moment. You never know what's going to happen. Stay gold.
National Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. Dispatch, this is Mindy, Advanced Air Home Services. You know, you don't have to put off fixing plumbing problems in your home anymore. I mean, you could just ignore that clogged drain or visit advancedairandheat.com to take care of your plumbing problems. Advanced Air Home Services. License CFC 1430969.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com. Radio.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the news.
Make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. We hope you are sharing the show today. It's never too late to share the show. You can always go over to the website and just take a link and send it to somebody. It's fantastic. You can also follow along with all of us. Go to thenewsjunkie.com/share.
You can stand on a brick wall at Disney and just tell everybody about it.
Yes,
they're not going to appreciate it there.
Right before the fireworks, true. Big, fat, gigantic, enormous thank you to all of our supporters today. Cosidius with a gifted subscription. Tori at Pawzaz Pet Grooming with 5 gifted subscriptions. Thank you, Tori. Pawzaz Pet Grooming. Sun State John with 13 and Tom with 1 to kick it off, plus a bunch of other subscribers getting us over the goal today. Thank you. God bless you. We appreciate you. Now on to the final dispatches.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play.
Well, maybe we got time. I got to move though. Got to refresh. Got to get these going. And here's somebody just coming in. Oh, this is a celebrity sighting. Wooly Kamath. All right.
Check it out, junkies. 10 years ago when I lived on Maui,
for Rate My Blank,
I was at a restaurant pub at a golf course. I'm not sure why I was there, but you got to go to the bathroom. So when I get to the bathroom, there's
Shaquille O'Neal going to pop up again on this one? Is that what
4 huge Samoans, just enormous mountain men, standing, blocking the bathroom. I think they're in a line, but they're like, nah, bro, you go right ahead.
We said 30 seconds.
Go into the bathroom, but nobody's in there. At least I didn't think. So I go to the urinal, start doing my thing. Then all of a sudden in the stall right next to me, I hear this noise from somebody inside.
Whoa, buddy.
Like, now I'm staring directly at this stall wall. Like, what is going on in there? Is this person in pain? Are they pleasuring themselves? What? I got to get out of here. So I go, hurry up, wash my hands. But right when I do so, that stall now is directly behind me. And I'm hurrying up, washing my hands. All of a sudden, I hear like a gunshot. Pah! And I jump scare.
I said 30 seconds.
Splash water everywhere. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I turn around and I see the stall door swinging open in that jarring motion. And there's right there, staring right at me, is this little old lady inside the frame of the door, just swinging her lips. She's smacking her lips. She's just staring right at me. Long braided hair with flowers in it. Like, nothing's wrong. And I realized, that's Steven Tyler.
Oh, okay. It was Steven Tyler. I see. Okay, thank you, Willie Kamath. He ate up all your time, folks. That's it. We have to get out of here.
To be fair, you did see the transcript was long AF.
Let's do Today Learn.
I can see it from
the following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Today I Learned for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. This band,
Queens of the Stone Age.
That's right. Queens of the Stone Age has been around nearly as long as Nirvana. My God. They were formed in Seattle in 1996 by Josh Hama, the guy who doesn't care about smoking inside venues, according to C-Line earlier
10
today.
grand, schmengran.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next time, everybody.